Hey guys, welcome back to AstraRunner, a D&D Advanced Age campaign. My name is Pablo. I'm going to be your DM and host tonight, and we are joined by our cast and crew. First off is the deranged, deadly, and confused human rogue Maze, played by Michael. How you doing, Michael?
Hey everybody, this is how Maze actually sounds now. She sounds very wispy because I play a girl. I'm kidding, I'm not going to talk like that. But I'm excited for tonight's session, Pablo. I think I did everything right in season 1, or episode 1. I think everyone in my party was idiots besides the robot. And I think we're going to have some fun.
All right, absolutely no separation between character and player there. Michael, Maze, it's the same thing. All right, moving on to the next character in our list, we have Catchy Clack, played by G-Way Saw. Hey there, man. How are things going in 4 Foot Nothing Land?
Good. It's going. Actually, it sucks. Fuck you.
Okay, all right. Got some attitude problems there, but I guess that's how most kobolds are. We are having Kyachi be a kobold ranger today, and probably the rest of the campaign, seeing as I hate multi-classing. We'll see how that rolls out. Okay, so that's Kyachi. Let's move on to Kit. He is playing the indomitable and very inscrutable clone Leonid 23.
Hello, everyone. Today, my character will be playing the role of a depressed kitty because too many people died last episode.
Oh, no. Well, see, too many would imply that other people survived. Everybody died last episode.
Don't tell him that.
Or unless this is all a fever dream or a dead dream. I don't know.
We all just wake up. This is like 3 seconds before you die.
Yeah, you're in Modron heaven now.
That's Modron heaven is anywhere because everything is perfect all the time. Speaking of Modrons, tangentially related, we have our Modron pilot. By that I mean he is piloting a giant Modron ship right now. Safeguard 4, played by our own Hawthorne. He will be a monk, not monk, a cleric of the Twilight. Oh no, I'm switching characters around. How are you doing tonight, Hawthorne?
Well, I'm the captain now, and you've got to take my orders.
Well, one of the beings on your ship absolutely loves that. And with the intros out of the way, let's do a recap. Everybody roll a d20. If you roll a 1, you instantly lose and have to do the recap. If you roll a 20, you get to force somebody to do the recap for you. The lower the roll, the more likely it is you're going to be the one doing the recap. So roll high, everybody.
What's the command?
I rolled a 5.
I'm just going to do it through a +0 check.
It's slash roll d20.
Because I don't care.
Oh, I see. Slash roll?
Guys, it's 2020. You should be able to figure this out, all right? It's slash roll d20.
Slash roll or slash r 1d20. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Very
Missed by
poggers.
1. Neat.
Feels bad.
All right, that means that Kyachi is going to be the voice of our recap today. Well, let's see what happened from his perspective.
So I was minding my own business, and they told me that I'm going to go do some mining work. And I was like, cool. Then this really shiny robot came in, and I was like, he seems cool. Then a lion man shows up. I was like, he seems cool. Then they throw down a woman. I was unconscious, and I was like, that's a problem.
Comes off as a little misogynistic.
That's a bit problematic that you say the woman's the problem, G-Way. I'm kind of offended by that.
The fact that she was unconscious, that was a problem.
Fair.
I'm sure nothing bad happened. Let's continue.
Then we get dropped on this freaking asteroid to mine for godforsaken know what. And then the girl runs off and then finds a giant ship. Then the lion man sprouts 2 glowing arms and starts beating the ship. Then the woman starts shooting the ship. Then we all hit the ship, and the ship came alive. Then we all jumped out and went in to find that the Warden Fist was under attack by pirates. We try to save, at least most of us try to save our parole officer, but then he blew up too. And then we all decided like we probably should just leave. Yes, leave is good. Leave is good.
You know, I'm surprised. He's not very smart, but that was a pretty good recap. Comparatively, of course.
It's true.
I mean, yes. While it was a very exciting episode, not actually a lot happened. You guys got off the rock. Good job, everybody. If there's nothing else, no questions, no housekeeping, I will be going straight into the episode today. Everybody cool? Everybody like, hey, Pablo.
Everyone's consenting. Please raise your hands.
5 million lasers or something? No, yeah, everybody's good.
Everyone's consenting. Please agree.
We're good.
G-Way doesn't care. Okay, there we go. All right.
Wakanda forever.
I thought that was like wrestling. That doesn't read Wakanda Forever to me. That reads wrestling.
So, stars are screaming past you guys. Also, Penavus is screaming at you guys. Exiting Godspeed. Exiting Godspeed. Approaching planet chosen for destination. Exiting Godspeed. Pentavus, as you know, was the Modron husk that was apparently a co-pilot for the ship. We do find our friend Safeguard 4 still at the helm of the Modron teleportation device. We don't really know what it is yet, but it did get you guys out of the way of the battle cruiser starships that were just absolutely murderizing the Warden's Fist. The stars eventually go from lines of screaming, dazzling lights into more of a whisper until finally it stops into giving you a normal star field. And you guys are greeted by this blue jewel of a planet dotted with green and red lights, orbiting, cross-orbiting a big giant, and there's like a couple of rings of satellites all around the planet itself.
Pablo.
Yeah.
We didn't know his name, by the way, before. So his name is Pentavus?
He is a Pentavus. Being a Modron with five arms. Maybe you guys can name him. Who knows? Ask him. We'll see what happens when you guys talk to him.
We'll call him Kevin.
No, we're not going to call him Kevin, okay?
I think that's great.
All right. So the stars stop screaming. Godspeed is going back to mortal speed, and you hear the Pentavus. I should say that the Pentavus, in his charming voice, going, "Orbiting out of communications array. I thought that you would like that, seeing as we are trying to be stealthy."
How much time has passed since we exited the battle?
Since you guys exited the battle, it has been around 30 minutes. So at least as far as you guys are concerned, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. The Modron clocks are insanely huge. They go by like attoseconds in their measurement, so it's not really. This is what I mean by Modrons are the epitome of lawfulness. They will give you everything you need to know to the point that you don't need any of it at all.
Pablo,
Go ahead, Michael.
could I identify what star system we're in by looking at it from my vast history of knowledge?
Sure. This was an emergency jump, so you may or may not know it, but go ahead and roll a history for me.
Sure.
I think while Maze is trying to figure that out, Safeguard is just going to say,
So, can you tell me a little bit about where we are?
I'm exploring the ship.
Yeah, I was got to ask how big the ship was and was there room to explore.
Yes, on the room for the ship. Yes, I will get to you on the exploring part. I'm assuming that Safeguard is talking to Penavus.
yeah.
Okay. What was the question again? Sorry.
Oh, he just asks Pentavus, like, what Pentavus knows about the location they're in.
Preliminary scans show that the technological level of this planet is high, but most of the technology is based on entertainment and amusement. Frivolous activities of biological beings.
So, what did my 20 give me, Pablo? I'm sorry to cut in.
Was it nat 20 or a regular 20?
It's a regular 20.
You know that you're in the Accaden system. It is mostly the smarter races here. There's probably your knowledge is a little bit old, but you know that there are gnomes and elves here. There might be other more magical races here, but apparently this star is emitting some kind of energy that is slightly magical, only a little bit, only a tip of magic, but good enough that they can make silly, crazy stuff here and be happy with it.
Okay. Kiachi is what are we wearing again? Are we just in our spacesuits?
Yes, you guys are in nothing but spacesuits. You are completely naked underneath.
Okay.
I'm always naked.
Ooh. But the spacesuits, it's a very does it have a very clear mark that it is a prison spacesuit, or is it just like could it be passed off as like normal?
All right, so there is some identification on your shoulders and your pants that it is a prison spacesuit. Otherwise, it's not too identifiable as a prison spacesuit. Like maybe you guys can cover it up or something. But the problem is you guys are very much just wearing spacesuits, and that's not really normal when you're planetside.
What are the rooms that I find? Or is it literally just a cockpit?
All right. As you are walking around, you do find so the ship is mostly golden and brass and copper all throughout. You're walking along. There are some signs of not really malfunction, but it does seem like it's dusty. Like the ceiling lights are dim. Not because of low power or anything, but there's just gunk crusted over it. You walk through and you actually do find an armory of sorts, but opening it up, you find that most of the pieces here are made for Modrons. So unless, I'm looking at Safeguard, unless you guys can turn into completely spherical balls, none of this armor works for you. And there are some very simple weapons here, though. No blasters, but there are a few force spears and force-based not swords. Actually, it's all just force spears and force maces.
I thought the Modron were technological events, and you're telling me they all they have is a bunch of spears and sticks?
Force spears and force
I'm sorry.
sticks.
Glowy sticks and glowy spears?
Yes.
Oh no.
It's better than non-glowy spears.
Yeah, whatever weapons that the Modrons had, you can guess that this ship was not equipped with them, I guess, because like there are very clear delineations of where the weapons would be. There doesn't seem to be anything with ranged weapons here.
How big is it?
How big is the armory?
The ship.
The ship? Okay, the ship itself is about 40 to 50 feet.
Small.
It is pretty small, and it is almost roughly as tall as it is wide, maybe just a little bit shorter than it is wide, but it does have these pylons that are floating around it, made of the same Modron hexy shapes. But you guys just see this from the windows, by the way, through the portholes. But there are other little hedrons that are just floating around it as you guys are floating through space.
So is all I found an armory, and that was the only room, or?
Oh no, you found other things. That looks like there's something that's a mess hall, but the only thing that you can find is an empty refrigeration unit and a tap. You open up the tap, it coughs up some space dust. It looks like there probably is going to be some piping going on, but there's just nothing in it yet. And as you go to the back, there seems to be an examination table slash repair center. It's again through your own like dealings now with the context of what the Modrons are. Basically, it looks like a doctor's office, but specifically made for the Modrons.
So no bedroom, no bathroom.
No.
Can
I sit in the armory and begin to meditate.
Okay. It's big enough for that. You do so.
I'm
oh, go ahead.
I'm gonna ask Pentavis and just say, do we need to be worried about any sort of customs as we enter the orbit for this planet? Are they gonna try and check us, see if we're legal, or you know anything about that?
Biological culture is irrelevant, but I do see through my own scanning that they check ship IDs.
Crap, that's gonna be annoying.
What's
Okay.
ID?
Yeah, I think Safeguard. Yeah, Safeguard just agrees.
It's gonna be annoying.
With,
Okay.
With
Well,
Kiachi.
where are you, Kachi? Because like I know that Maze is in the cockpit too, or not the cockpit, the bridge, and of course Safeguard is in the captain's chair. But where are you?
I was also exploring a little bit. Is there so the space suits? Are they like patches? Can I rip them off?
No,
Or
they seem to be part of the spacesuit itself. Oh,
okay.
Donovan, you do find a cargo bay. It looks like it's a storage bay or whatever. It's just empty as well.
That's where I am then. Also,
Okay.
pit.
Okay.
Is there anything of here that is of value? Can I possibly take off any of what seems to be gold? Actually, can I tell if it's gold? Like, can I tell if it's gold, or is it just like gold plated?
You're part of one of the greedy races, so you can tell that it's some it's not real gold. It may be valuable, but it's not gold, at least the way you know it to be.
Once I find the armory, how many spears and maces are there?
So you pick one up, and it's on a rack. So you pick up a mace or spear, doesn't matter which. As soon as you do, there's a mechanism that clicks. You see that rack holder that you picked it up from recede into the wall, click, 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 and then pop out again with another spear.
I grab it again.
Click, 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 pop out with another spear.
I grab it again.
Click, 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 pop out with another spear.
Oh lord, this is gonna take forever. Is he big enough to hold these?
I just keep doing it, and then once it gets too full, I drop it. I just want to see how much I could grab. Like,
it doesn't seem to stop.
That might be useful
I
later.
pick them up. I put it in the corner, and I take one with me to the bridge.
All right.
Oh, actually, is there anything we could find that can cover the symbols and stuff that brands us as criminals?
There doesn't seem to be any sort of fabric in here.
Okay, not even in the cargo bay.
The cargo bay was completely empty. There's just like some hooks and junk and chains that looks like they would secure things, but there's nothing really there.
What's identifying us as prisoners?
Just the patches. Like it again. It depends on if somebody can read Dwarven and Common, but you know, Common at least was going to be a big identifier.
We can all read Common.
Yeah, it says Warden's Fist on your right shoulder and on your left hip.
Okay. When I'm in the cargo bay, do I see 23?
Yeah, unless you were hiding, Kit.
Nope.
No. Okay.
I'm
Yeah,
right in the center.
Okay. Does he look sad, or is he like? I'm just kind of like, why are you just like sitting in the middle of a room? Can I do an insight check to see like why he's sitting in the middle of a room without wanting to disturb him.
Pablo.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Are you all right, bud?
No. I was
Well,
thinking it's one of those things where it's like player interactions on top of each other. You can see very much just surface emotions, but you can, I guess, tell if he's happy or sad. So, do you give off that you're happy or sad, 23?
I mean, I think that given the situation, you can tell that he's not happy about how things just went. That being said, overall, it's not like he's crying or anything. Like, he's very solemn.
Yeah. So you can tell that, like, on the surface he looks placid,
Calm and ready to drop bombs, but he keeps on forgetting.
but the thing is, on the inside he's made of spaghetti. So
oh,
sad
Oh.
Getty, actually. So you can tell he's a little bit bummed.
Feels
Okay.
bad, man.
You don't
Kiachi
know
makes a
how
note of
bummed
that.
he is, but he's bummed.
Okay. Kiachi makes a note of it and then goes back to the bridge.
Uh,
I lean over to SG4 and I tell him where we are. I say, we're in the Arcadis sector, or system, whatever you want to call it. It's an entertainment district. Super non-hostile, but they will check our IDs, obviously. I don't know why we're here. We went to a high technological sector. This is not that high as I was expecting. I was expecting something a bit more high-tech than this, but it's fine. I will get to work on manufacturing an ID call for our ship. Please do not bother me, and please keep the whelp away from me. Thank you.
as you're saying that, you see a massive gnomish starship just pass by you guys, and it is a technological marvel of gears and gyroscopes and just whirring trash like all over it. It is garish. It is way too big, but it is the most technologically advanced thing you've seen.
I lean over to SG4. I stand corrected.
I think SG4 is going to say, so I don't know, Modron guy, what's your name? Do you have one?
Names? Names are biological designations. I have no name. I have a serial number.
All right, what's your serial number?
J73K95Y.
J73K95Y. Okay. So J73K59Y. Would you mind handling any interactions that need to be had with the customs, like telling them the number on our ship, our ID or whatever? And also, do you know what these things around our necks are?
I will answer these queries as they were presented. I do not have any identification tags for this alliance faction. And no, I cannot identify the things around your necks.
Great. So what are you useful for?
Good.
I'm already typing on the thing as I say that, as I hear them talk.
Okay, so Kiachi, are you there? Am I still in the like helmet thing and like unaware of what's immediately around me?
You're aware of what's around you, but it is kind of like being underwater. Like you're scuba diving, basically.
Yeah, then
Well, you're aware that Kiachi isn't there.
okay. Well,
Tell me when I'm
told
back
me.
on a bridge.
I start looking around for any kind of ID call signal terminal, and I look at. I don't know what his name is. We're gonna call. I don't know, like, let's call him something stupid because I don't want to call him his serial number or whatever.
Can't decide the name. Go for it.
Oh, I don't know. He's kind of stupid, so let's call him. He's not stupid. He's what does he look like again?
A big eye, right?
He looks like
starfish.
a big starfish. He looks like a big metal starfish.
Do we know what a starfish is in this universe, or is it called something else in this universe?
Call him
No,
Patrick.
no, it's a starfish. You can find it.
I guess we can call him Star. I don't really have time or energy to come up with something cooler than that, to be honest.
Right. Well, we will definitely work on that.
Yes,
but
do that. I start it. So is there a terminal around here I can access?
Roll Arcana.
Okay. Okay, Pablo. Oops. Arcana check, right?
Yeah, because there are a lot of terminals. You just, which one is the one that you
A
might
23.
use. All right, good. You can see a communications array off to the side. It is set where, if you were in Star Trek, where O'Hara would be.
Okay. I go over there and I start messing with it. I'm gonna see if I can access the astral net on from this signal.
So, it is very advanced. It is picking up signals from all over the place. You don't actually know how to make it. There's no interface for humans. All you're getting is bombarded with a bunch of sound bites and pixels at the moment.
This is not different from when I used to start communicating with people. That's fine. Is there a way I can figure out where the ID terminal is to see if I can hack it to register a call sign?
Sure, your roll was high enough. So it's a little bit like, unfortunately, dialing a ham radio right now. You can sort of you're holding one dodecahedron and just grinding it to the side, and it seems like it's tuning like a radio. You can hear gnomish voices, and some of it is in gnomish, some of it is in common, but you're hearing call signs and IDs going back and forth, like, this is terminal ID. What is the call sign of the? Oh, we are here for the blah blah blah, cargo radio 567.
So would I know that call signs are something assigned to a ship as a government, as someone who worked in bureaucracy? Would I know that these are assigned by the government? Is there a DMB, or can we just come up with one?
So the names of the ship itself, whatever, you can have whatever name it is, but the ID of the ship, the ID number, that's something that is designated by the government. Now, you were in bureaucracy, so you know that there are some, if it was, okay, here. If you happen to have an Alliance or a NAPTA ID tag, these guys would let you in, no problem. They wouldn't care or double check at all. But those are the ones that they immediately can identify. They just type in the numbers. They see, okay, all right, you're this ship. Go ahead through. There are the non-allied ship numbers. Those they have a little bit of a harder time to verify, but they will detain you for a little bit while they see if they even have those in their records, or if they've ever met that species before.
Got it. Is there a out of states or out of country driver's license kind of call sign where it's hey, I'm from the far sector, we're cool and you should let us through, but you probably can't look our ship up?
So are you asking an out of town, if you were in the European Union or something?
Yeah, something like that.
I actually have an Italian driver's license.
You can't read it. It's in deep speech, but it's a license.
That would be somewhere in the middle. So basically you're saying oh yeah, I have a furball call ID. It's really hard. It's in Druidic.
Yeah, also a problem is if these gnomes know that the Modron swarm is a pretty common thing, right? If they see a Modron ship, they're gonna freak out, right?
Now, you don't know what's gonna happen because you don't know exactly what these gnomes have seen. There are... Okay, here. Modrons, roll me a history.
Who?
You, because you're the one who's asking for this.
Sure. I rolled 7.
Man, you're right. It could cause a panic. You don't know, man. These Modrons, they were a big deal. And gnomes are always up and up about technology stuff, so who knows how much they know about the Modrons.
What are squatters' rights like in Hapta? If we find a ship and we salvage it, is it ours? Or is it well, technically it belongs in the museum?
In NAPTA, salvage rights are fine, but like if you're out in space and you just find debris, no problem. But that also means that you'll have to identify who you are, because they need to give the salvage to somebody, and that somebody would be you.
Would I know if they brought our names up, we would have criminal tags on us, or would it just be like our name?
Probably, because, well, you're not sure yet. If this is a NAPTA world, yes. If it isn't, then no.
Well, SG, it seems we are stuck between a kobold and a hard place. I will leave the decisions to you as I see if I can hack into this.
All right, and now is the time when the Kachi comes in.
Okay, do I have any like marks on? Did they like brand my actual chassis with like prisoner?
No,
stuff?
they didn't. Apparently, the only thing that they really needed to care once they were in the Warden's fist, they were basically pretty confident that nobody was gonna escape. It was Alcatraz. It was basically Alcatraz. The only identifiers that you have would be the color itself, and if somebody was gonna open you up, the limiters that they've put on your subliminal net access.
Okay, I think knowing that, as G would just say back to Maze, I mean, I don't have anything identifying me as a prisoner, so I can just run interference for you if need be.
Wouldn't your name be in the database? I'm assuming you're registered on the NAPTA, correct?
Yeah.
I can
So
just fucking lie to him, can't I?
Oh.
I mean, if you think you're that confident, I don't have the most confidence in us currently. And when I say us, I mean obviously not me, but everyone else. But if you think you're smart enough, then sure, give it a try.
I mean, I don't necessarily think I'm smart enough or anything like that. I just think it's probably a better idea than a bunch of us walking off in prison jumpsuits and hoping for the best.
Well, maybe the whelp found some clothing that we can change into, but I doubt it. It's a Modron ship. Probably went to eat a screw or something and passed out.
I think he actually just shrugs.
Yeah, I'm busy working right now, alright? Don't bother me.
Your shoulders bang on the helm and you go, oh.
Yeah.
All right, so I walk in. I'm holding the spear, and I'm looking like. So what's everyone doing? I know 23 is in the meditating, and Maze is at the control panel ish.
And Ashley is in the piloting the ship.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
So I come in. So what did y'all figure out?
I ignore you.
Okay.
Well, Maze is trying to do something with the communications to maybe forge us some sort of identification or figure out some way for us to get past customs. So far, all we've really figured out is that I'm the only one not immediately identifiable as a prisoner. What about you?
Makes sense. Makes sense. I think I found us a disposable income.
I hold up the spear.
Like, this ship
Like a
spits
million.
these out nonstop. Are Modron things valuable?
I start laughing
Like,
at how dumb he is. But he
Can we
doesn't know
do
that.
like Could we do actually? Yeah. Would I know if Modron technology is valued in any way? Like historically, like would a museum want them, or a collector, would they want one? Stuff like that.
No, you don't know.
Okay.
But
When you were doing bounty hunter stuff, like there was never really a call for Modron weapons.
when he says that,
That's right.
I think about that, and I'm thinking, do people find Modron stuff very expensive? I don't think it out loud. I think in my own head.
That's fair. That's why I said it, dude.
Roll for history again. I'm sorry. I'm making you doing so many checks.
It's fine.
Yeah, roll for history.
I am the brain.
Ooh.
17.
17. Modron tech, apart from a few scientists, and it depends on the scientists buying it, is notoriously finicky, volatile, and sometimes betrays users who aren't Modrons themselves.
Okay, first off, being volatile as a Modron weapon doesn't make sense for a Modron because they're very orderly. So your lore is off. All right. So take it back and give me
so
better lore.
only mode. Not that only Modrons can use it, but Modrons are the ones who use these the best, and because it's so orderly, any random bio brain with their free will and junk could accidentally slide the wrong rune and something and make it explode because they're not as orderly as a Modron would be.
Okay. Well, as I'm working, I yell over at SG4 and I say, like, not looking at him, say, we could just say that we're salvages and we found this ship somewhere in deep space and we're looking to trade it or register it under NAPTA. We would obviously have to run our names to the system, but if you're as good as you say you are, we can possibly do that.
Wait, do what? What are you
I
doing?
mean,
I
I
don't
didn't say I was that good at all. I just said I could lie to him. I didn't say it would work.
Well, I could lie to
especially-
them too, but that's not going to work, is it?
I mean,
to
it's a
do-
big universe out there. They can't know the names of everyone.
As you guys are saying that, you do hear Pentavis saying in the over you guys. Excuse me for my interruption, but a small personal vessel is approaching us.
I look for a button that shoots transform a weapon. I think for a second, it's like maybe not the best idea.
Yeah, I think SG4 is just like, can you open up like a comms channel with him or try to or something?
Very well. Accessing communications array. Zippity boop bop beep bop boop bop boop. And you see a screen flash open. It's small, and so far it's only focusing. If it's a Zoom call, you see that the only person who's on the call is SG4. But there is a gnomish face. It looks pretty official. Middle-aged male, and he goes, "Hello, hi, yes, we've been trying to hail you for about 3 minutes now. Hi there."
How's
Hello?
it going?
Oh, okay, good. Are you a Warforged or are you a sentient AI? Just preliminary questions. Just need to know.
Warforged. Got the
Oh.
soul and everything.
Oh well, hello, sir. We see that you've been orbiting our planet for about half an hour or so now. We were just wondering, are you all right? We're part of the Quarkopolis planetary patrol. Just are you entering our atmosphere? Is everything okay? Your ship is very strange. I've never seen a make of this before.
Tell them we're here for entertainment.
Yeah, shooting yeah, I guess SG4 is like mentally shooting a panic to look at Maze.
Tell them we're here on
Yeah,
a vacation.
Okay, yeah, no,
It's
we
vintage.
actually, yeah, no, this is actually a vintage Modron model. We just happened to come across it in our travels. We heard about this planet is a good place to stop by for some tourism, some entertainment. So, we were just there, but, we came across this pretty recently as salvage. So sort of still trying to figure out the controls. So just figuring out how to execute the descent has taken us a little bit of time. But yeah, we'll be down pretty soon.
Wow, a Modron ship. I've never had one of these dock in before. Oof. Modron ship. I thought for a second it was going to be some kind of weird lizardman thing with how rocky it is, but that's impressive. Modron ship. Can you even? Well, I guess you're Warforged, so maybe you're interfacing with it differently. These are all tech questions anyway. Sure. It's a. You said it was a salvage ship. It has to be. I've never seen a Modron ship before that. Yeah, just give us your NAPTA. If you have a NAPTA ID number, citizen number, please give that to us. Your name or whatever that you have, driver's license. If you are not a member of a NAPTA species, we will have to call your embassy or have some sort of document of citizenship of another planet.
I look at SG4 and I come over. So I think I would be delinquent enough where I remember my sisters, or I'm the kind of person when I had my old job, I would look up my sister's Facebook and kind of like stalk her. So I think I would have the technological know-how to hack into her account and know her ID. Can I fake that somehow?
Do we even have the internet on this ship?
Well, I doubt that you'd be able to. Here, I do fully believe that you're the kind of creep who would just like remember passwords and social security numbers. But you don't you don't have any fine access to the subliminal net right now. If you can give your sister or your brother's social security or whatever, but you can't be looking at things right now.
Considering I was created for a crime syndicate and was involved in smuggling, I assume that I've had to do this at some point. Can I remember any sort of like, black market ID that my syndicate used to use that would be usable in this sort of situation?
Yeah, okay, so you do. You will need to give me a history and a deception. So basically, you weren't really part of the faces of it. You were never really the one who interacted with the authorities, but you do have a pretty good memory, and you were there when they were talking about like blah blah blah. If you're caught, this is what you do and this is what you give them. I guess it just depends on how well you lie. You have the numbers in your head. You just have to see which would fit the best in the situation, which would be your role and your history roll, and and how well you lie.
As he's
Now-
doing that, can I see if I could do anything with the terminal that would make the ship have like an urgent call sign, like another ship is entering the like kind of fake a signal from somewhere else to make this ship divert to somewhere else?
Yeah, you can look at you can look for it, sure. Sorry, Donovan. We'll get Kit. I mean, we'll get back to you in a second, but most of the actions happening.
I'm gonna be honest. Unless there's an NPC to talk to, spoilers. My character will be here for some time.
You just hear some banging, and you come back, and there's just like goo everywhere, and it's like, what the heck happened in here?
Oh, well, here there is something though, Donovan. Kit. The through the big window in the. It's not actually a window. It's a little bit like the transparency that the bridge had whenever it's metal and then suddenly it shows the outside. It gives off that feeling. The cargo bay door is kind of like that. It flickers for a while and you see space and you see this little patrol pod with a gnome just flying right next to the cargo bay. He looks like he's talking to somebody. He doesn't see you. So one-way window.
So here's the thing. I'm meditating, so my eyes are closed. If I hear them in the depths of space, which is impossible, but maybe not for me,
No.
then maybe okay, well then my eyes are closed. Then.
No. I mean, so basically there is a chime, like a proximity chime, like a car getting too close to a street pole. Bing,
Okay.
bing,
Well then
and then it turns on.
I do notice it, but I don't break my meditation. I have to mourn, okay? Innocent people died.
I don't know what he's talking about.
So at this point, I think I've probably picked up that
We're fucked.
no, that Maze is probably would be a little bit better at coming up with a convincing way to sell this fake ID number.
So
you want to?
are you going to ping me? Because I'm working. I don't know that you're saying that. I'm working.
No,
you would
no,
have to
I
tell
know.
me.
This is I was just going to ask, Pablo, if I was sure, let me refer you to my communications officer real quick, and then just put Maze, and then take a minute to tell Maze the information I know, and then have her try and sell the lie. Would that work?
SG, let's remember who's friendly in our party and who's not. You might just end up pissing them off a lot more.
No, I'm not stupid. Where I'm going to pick a fight with someone who obviously.
I didn't
is more
say you were
strong with it.
stupid.
Okay,
I said
yeah.
you were mean.
There's no
What?
way. You know
Okay.
what? He's doing it. SG4 has made the distinction that Maze is smarter than him at this point, and trusts her more than he trusts himself to come up with a historically accurate lie. So he just says, "Yeah, hold on a moment. Let me put you through to my communications officer. Please hold." Beep. And
Okay.
then,
it does that.
yeah, and then just
Communications.
like, yeah, says to Maze, "Look, I remember, right, when I was smuggling things for this syndicate, it was like a whole thing, but look, I used to tell them we had this identification code," and I give her the code that we would use in situations like this. If you can work that into some sort of a smarter lie than I can, go for it.
I mean, if
Okay, so at least in this way, you still do need to give me a history roll to give like what is the you have a bunch of codes and you have a bunch of
we're fucked.
a bunch of protocols to fit right now. So you need to pick up the best one in your
You
memory.
got this.
As he's
You got
rolling,
this.
Pablo,
You got
can I
this.
ask, is in this universe, since I did work as a comms agent, I'm assuming I know some like black market, and I also was on the underground for a bit. Would I know if there's like a black site like kind of operations that I can like slip a code and say, hey, we're like working on a black operation and you shouldn't bother us?
Yes, there are some. You don't know if those codes are expired or if this guy would even know.
Well,
what
he's
the
in
hell-
NAPTA, right? And
Yeah,
I was
sure, but like this is you're basically talking to a meter maid right now, and
Right.
you're asking like, hey, do you know the CIA Pentagon Black Ops code?
But my thinking, if he's asking for a call ID, he's running it through a system, and if that goes through the system, it's gonna ping and say this, ignore this, and just let it pass, right? That's what I'm thinking.
Maybe, but you were in jail for 3 years, so that is a risk. Are you willing to take?
Okay, how do you tell me you have these codes?
Me?
Do you how confident do you feel about these codes? I look at you.
By the way, like, what was the roll, SG?
12. I got a 12.
12. Okay, so you basically give Maze your okay, this is a human, this is a few, if your ship is small, a few tourism codes, and that's it. So basically tourism visas, etc. Very, very generic. Passable but generic. Those are the codes that you give Michael or Maze.
Yeah. So I just say, I've got a tourism code, a few codes for life forms. They're generic. They might get us in, might not be for long.
Is it both life form and ship code, or just ship code?
Just the life form, because very clearly the guy buys the story that the Modron ship is salvage.
Okay, I grab the code and I turn on the camera, please.
Oh, okay. So at that, I whistle, and okay, well, actually on the camera, can they see the little symbol?
No, it's just cutting off at the head for now.
All right, cool, awesome.
Turn it on, SG4.
Yeah, I say, all right, patching you through now. And I patch them through to Maze.
Okay.
Hello. We are tourists coming through the system. Here is our call ID. You talk to my Warforge maid over there, but we're gonna go through, all right? I give him the call sign. That was my very bad lie, because I'm a bad liar. But that's what I say to him, and I give him my code. And I try to look
He
very
actually just
nice,
looked
but
at
my
you
hair is like
kinda
really
like-
frizzy, and my makeup is like really bad.
All right, here. Roll me a deception.
No, why did you make me do this? I'm not good at lying either.
You know who has high charisma?
A 1.
Oh god!
A 1.
He's like straight to jail.
Immediately, the gnome gets taken aback, going, "All right, so it was already kind of weird that you guys have such a small ship and have a crew with a comms agent. Plus, it's a Modron ship.
As soon as he says that, I go back to normal form. I tell him the black code, as far as I remember it, in a very serious demeanor, like, Ignore us. Black code, blah, blah, blah. I tell him.
The gnome looks at you funny and goes, okay, a black code.
I tell him, run a scan on this code.
Yeah,
I
no,
start smacking. I start smacking SG's four's leg, and it's like, we better leave. She's a really bad liar.
He goes, all right, so I've only heard of black codes before. I guess if you guys are black ops, then this makes sense. Let me run these really quick.
I turn the comm off. SG, ready the engines.
Yeah, okay. I guess SG readies the engines.
How was Godspeed before? Did it like was there a jolt or something?
Yes, there was a jolt. It was kind of like going up a roller coaster and just the first few seconds of going down the roller coaster.
Okay.
Yep, what
Now,
happens?
what do I think is going to happen if I go into Godspeed next to this little security pod, just out of curiosity?
The worst is you'll blow him up. The best is hopefully your angle is good and he just looks like
You'll
careened up
atomize
into
him. Like, you'll atomize him where 423 is looking at him. He'll just be atomized on the window.
No, yeah, SG4 just has to like, I sure am glad 23 is not here to see this if it goes bad.
Oh my god.
Okay, he runs the numbers, and the gnome goes, all right, this number, I guess, checks out.
Do you want
but-
me to talk to your manager? Direct me to your immediate officer.
Oh man, I'm so glad that you said that, because I was gonna say these codes are 3 years old, and they're a little bit aged, so I'm just gonna go check with the other my commanding patrol officer. If you guys could sit tight, that'd be great.
Yes, that's fine. Hurry up.
All right, thank
Turn
you.
off the
thank you.
comm. I'm like, well, we're pretty fucked. I'm just gonna see if we have any weapon systems, just in case.
All right, we are gonna pause at we are really fucked. We're gonna take a 5-minute break. Thank you guys for seeing us bumble through the first hour of the session. Too bad there's a delay on Twitch. I would use that going. I'm just gonna wait until 9 hits on the clock.
Well, I already faded back in, Pablo.
Oh, hey,
What's
welcome
up,
back
guys?
to AstraRunners, D&D Advanced Stage Campaign. Our crew is right now trying to make sure that they're not going to get collared by the cops. At least 3 of them are. Our cat is still in the basement. I don't know what he's doing out there, but he's not scratching anything up, so it's okay.
Probably playing with a ball or something. Or licking his own teat. I don't know.
Okay.
I think
Don't
at
knock
that
it till you
point,
try it.
as the gnome is going away and getting the advanced officer or whatever, SG24, just like all ship comms, interior ship comms, is going to be like,
23, what's going on? Where are you? We're in sort of a situation right now.
Hmm.
You
I
hear it through the
guess
speakers.
I hear that, and I get up and I walk to the bridge. How can I be of assistance?
Are you good at lying to people?
Well, I prefer using the truth.
Don't let him talk to him.
But I can fib if necessary.
Okay, here's the story.
Okay.
Maze, what's the story?
Right. Do I know any like past history of a ship that went into a dark sector and then didn't come back, or a crew, or like a famous name of like a voyage?
Yeah, but none of them are Modron ships.
No, but we could say our crew got lost in dark space and we had to commandeer a Modron ship.
Okay, sure. No, you do know a couple of. You're a conspiracy nut, so you do know a couple of Bermuda Triangle cases.
Yeah, I tell him a name of a crew that got lost in deep space and was never found again. We could act like that crew and say that we came back. Unless you have a better lie than that. If not,
Is
whatever.
this a famous story? Because if it is, it wouldn't be a very difficult lie to uncover. It's always best to mix a lie with as much truth as possible.
You're right. We
At
should tell them
that-
we're prisoners. That just, left the warden's fist to be exploded on the Modron ship.
I don't know if we should say that we're prisoners, but we could say that we're from the prison. Let's see. What would be convincing? The situation is that this gnome is going to come back with his lead officer, yes?
Correct.
And we're in need of identifications, but we don't have them. So either, what if someone swapped our identifications at the prison? Maybe there was a prison break. We do know that the prison was destroyed. We could say that we were guards.
You realize an identification code is a number that we have in our heads, correct? We can't swap them with people. It's not ingrained in our DNA. It's literally a number that we have memorized.
Oh.
I mean,
Actually, no, I wasn't born with one.
I see.
I never acquired one. Okay, well, if that's the case, we need a good reason why we have these prisoner things. We could say,
I start working on the
Well-
computer.
we already gave him the black code. I think whatever we do needs to play off of that.
what is the black code again?
The black code is a sub-signal signature given to government bodies to perform actions that might not be tastefully exposed to the grander news of the universe.
Oh, so like spies or something. Well, if
Yes.
that's
The
the case-
government sanctioned terrorists.
Spies, exactly.
Okay, well, if that was the case, then we were there in the prison undercover. So it makes sense that we have prisoner numbers, but those aren't our real numbers.
Right, so how do we give them
Wouldn't they
our
ask for our
real
real
numbers
numbers?
then?
We would say that it's up to our governing body to give that information. And as far as who our governing body is, we would say that we unfortunately can't let them know because we're still undercover. But we can tell them some top secret information to placate them, namely how
No.
the prison got destroyed.
I don't hate that. That's a pretty good idea.
Hey, by the way, Elijah, your voice thing keeps dropping in and out. Just a heads up. That's fine. I just want to tell you if you wanted to work on it, but yeah. Fine.
I think that that's probably the best that we can do under the circumstances.
Fine. I'll ready the weapon system.
Oh, we can leave.
For what? Why are we getting our weapons ready?
It's always important to have a contingency. 23. Even a
What would
violent
be the
one.
contingency? We're going to attack the guards.
Sometimes violence is necessary, and in this situation, it probably will be violent.
Oh, let's just think. What's the worst that could possibly happen if we didn't use weapons?
You want to go back to jail, or worse,
Not necessarily, but at least if we went to jail, nobody would get hurt.
we would get hurt in jail.
Oh, right, because you were assaulted. I would protect you.
You weren't even in jail for a day.
Look,
23.
Look. Why don't we just have the story be we were in the Warden's fist to track down some sort of
No,
black market?
No, we don't want to be specific in why we were there because then they can cross-trust that. We could just say that it's top secret, but if they really need to know, they can take us to whatever planet that it is that we want to go to, and we can get in contact with some people there. But we don't want to give them specifics. Specifics are how
about-
you get caught.
What about just telling them that information we found has led us to this planet is the next step in our operation?
Well, I think that we should include as much of the truth as possible. The prison was destroyed, so we are here on a weird ship completely at random. But the idea is that if you help us, you'll be helping the government, and thus you'll be in accordance with the law.
I don't think it'd be wise to tell them that we were at a very traumatic, significant event a few hours ago. They would probably take us in for questioning.
Well, that's fine. As long as we all keep with our lie, questioning is okay.
No, but they would, if they took us into any place that was like an
They
official
would run our
government
codes.
office, yeah, they would know who we are. I think
I
Well,
walk.
maybe. We could always say that it's above their clearance. Who are the
That's true.
codes actually belonging to? How did we even manage to get a black code?
Let's just say.
So
mean-
the black Mike. So Maze, this black code, you found it, and you know it is a valid black code. You don't know how high up or how low down it is. You know that it'll get you past most local officials, like up to a city, maybe. And in this case, the planetary patrol is kind of that. It's not a big planet, but you don't know how much higher it can go. It can go all the way to the top. You don't know, but you know at the very minimum, it can just be up to these podunk traffic cops.
Right, that's
And
fine. Don't worry about where I got the code. Just know that they do work. It's less questions would be better on that.
My
Look, I
drag
think we
probably
keep.
won't help us out on this one, right? I mean, the dragon that I'm under probably won't back us up, right? It's probably not a good idea to.
You
mention.
don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe.
you killed a whole bunch of other dragon people. I don't know. As that happens,
Well-
I walk over to Pentacus or whatever his name is. I say, what are the weapon capabilities of the ship?
Listen,
Under my
this is
breath.
Quite a far-fetched. I interrupt. This is quite a far-fetched lie. If we are not interested in answering questions, why don't we just leave?
That would be
Look.
very suspicious.
That's not a bad idea.
I agree.
Well,
Leaving would be
either way,
suspicious.
we're suspicious because we're criminals.
Right, but if we
Look,
say,
here's what I think. We can't tell them that the prison got attacked or that it blew up. None of us even know what attacked it. I think we need to keep that information in our back pocket. And if worse comes to worse, and they try and take us in or manage to take control of the ship or something,
We'll blow
then
them
we
up.
can bring that up as a bargaining chip.
oh,
But
I think that under the situations, we're suspicious to the point where we'll have some type of escort, whether or not we go into the holding or not. And if they see us, they'll see our garbs. I think it's better to say that we actually are prisoners, just in the sense of playing undercover. And that would actually also go towards the idea of why the code is so old. Deep undercover means that we've actually been in the prison for some time.
sure,
Okay,
I don't
you
hate
guys-
this,
I'll
but
give
let's
you-
keep the fact
Yeah, keep
that
going.
the prison. Let's keep the fact the prison blew up to ourselves until we hit up against someone who actually has some sort of authority. Let's not blow that on some parking guard.
If that's the case, then we need to explain how we even got out, considering that, the idea is that while we are prisoners, we're undercover. So why did they release us? Us four
Well, if
that
we're
have different
undercover-
sentences.
All
I mean,
right,
if we're
as you guys are
undercover, we can
talking,
just say
as
we
you guys are
released
talking,
ourselves.
Pentavus Star, booming voice cuts through. Secondary vehicle found. Incoming. The vehicle will be upon us in 2 minutes.
are they boarding?
No, they are not boarding. They are only coming into our orbit, attaching to the first patrol vehicle in 2 minutes.
Right.
Looks like
Probably
we're running out of time.
I don't think we should say we were prisoners. That just adds more complication to where we are. I say I like our original plan. We say we're
It's
excavated.
just better to omit than say anything else, okay?
We're in
To say we're
prison
here-
garb. We would have to struck outside naked if that's the case.
They won't see us on
us.
comms. They won't
I'm
see
not in
us on
prison
comms.
garb.
Just our face.
Why would
I'm
they
not in
not
prison
escort
guard.
us down to the planet, considering the code and the other suspicious nature of what's going on? I really think that when we get to the planet, someone will be there.
Look, first of all, you can handle this, 23. All right. I say we let him talk. We've all bungled it already. Might as well give him a go. But I think I think we slowly let on more information as we go. And our immediate plan for right now, if they don't ask questions, should just be to have me interface with them physically, because I don't look like a prisoner at all.
Agreed. Okay. I guess I'll do the speaking then.
Okay,
So
so
we'll
that's
wait.
the
Yeah.
plan. Yeah. You guys wait a minute. Pentavus is
how it goes.
very blaring, like T-3 seconds till contact.
Does he answer me though when I talk to him, like under my
what?
breath,
The
About
weapon
what?
system.
about the weapon capabilities of the ship?
No, since there were too many people talking, I guess he didn't pick it up
Okay.
audibly. All right. The minute passes, and you hear a beeping on the comms. Do you guys answer? I'm assuming you answer. You guys answered it.
No, we put it on read only.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Hi there. This is Patrol Chief Zebes. How are you guys doing?
Greetings.
Good.
How can we help you? I wasn't here or privy for the original conversation, but is there something that we can do for you?
Yeah. So we were just checking out the code that you gave us. It checks out. Uh, I don't
Well,
know.
then we'll be on our way.
Right, right. No. Do you guys need anything else? We will need to report this. I'm sure you guys know.
Absolutely.
Fine. Then let's see here. It was a clearance level 4. All right. How long will you guys be staying on this planet at least?
Unfortunately, I'm not at liberty to say.
Can you give me an estimate, because that is the one thing that I am clear to ask you.
Well, I would say at this point, perhaps 3 days. If it's any longer, though, what organization would we have to report to?
Well, we'll be keeping tabs on this ship and seeing where it is. It's going to be in 3 days. So, I don't
As
actually
in, you're
know.
putting a tracker on our ship?
No.
You assume, assuming we're still on the planet, you'll know where the ship is.
Well, this is strange. I don't really know the protocols here. The only thing that I can tell you, which is kind of weird that you guys are asking me this.
Wait, when he says that, I kind of walk up. I don't blurt my way in. I kind of nudge to SG to say, I actually can't enter the conversation without blurting in. So I hold myself back until the final moment where I think something bad might happen.
All right. No. So I'm reading off the protocol sheet now. You have a 4th level black code local. All I need to know is to make sure that you give me a time frame of how long you'll be on this planet, and to monitor when you leave the planet. So
About 3 days.
it's 3 days, and we'll be looking up this Modron ship. We'll give you a call number for this. Actually, yeah, I suppose that is the... Okay, cool. All right. That's what we'll do. Please come with us to the satellite dock. We'll give this ship, which... Wow, a Modron ship. You guys, I can see why you have a black code then. We'll give this ship a call sign, and then we'll just monitor the airwaves. If in 3 days we don't see this ship leaving, we'll look for you planetside. But that's basically all that this black code does.
If we don't leave in 3 days, we'll contact you and let you know why. Also, while we're okay following you, we do need to make it quick, as in we are in quite a hurry.
Sure, no, that's fine. Patrolman Cad will see you through to the docking station, the docking satellite, and we'll get you sorted out through there.
Excellent. We'll follow you.
All right. I wish you guys could tell me what the black code would be. I don't know what you guys would be doing to Quarkopolis, but black code's in the Raceway planet?
I wish we could tell you as well. Unfortunately, we're not authorized to be able to say anything.
Ah, man. I was looking for a hint, but all right, sure.
But at least you got to see our ship. Pretty cool, isn't it?
No, it is amazing. Wow. Modron ship. Impossible.
Perhaps after this is all over, we'll give you a tour.
Oh, really? Are you allowed
I don't
to
see
do
why
that?
not.
Shut
Well,
up.
once our mission is over, certainly.
Tell him to shut up.
Huh. Can I contact you? I'm down for this.
Oh, well, yes. Like I said, we have business, but after, absolutely. Perhaps we could have lunch.
We'll
Sure.
find you.
Let me get a sublim number for you. Do you have one?
I look back.
I do like this. Like,
You give us.
why do we
you
keep
give
talking
us
to this guy?
ours.
We're already in.
You
They give you.
you give us ours. We'll
You give us
contact
ours
you.
and we'll contact you.
You
Oh
mean
yeah, sure. You're giving me permission to contact your ship sublim. Fine. All right. Yeah, no, absolutely, man. The boys in the station are not gonna believe this. A Modron ship. Crazy.
Very cool. We'll
you-
follow you.
fun.
I turn to Wait, before that happens, I turn to when it bips off, I turn to Pentavis and says, Pentavis, do you have any cremation facilities in the ship?
Cremation facilities. are
Yes,
not
to get rid
required.
of organic matter.
Organic matter is usually not found in Modron ships.
Right. You don't have anything that could eradicate any kind of organic signature?
We do have disposal units available.
Great, thank you.
Okay.
We're not
If-
going to incinerate this guy.
I'm merely
that doesn't
planning for
count fire.
possibilities that might happen in the future.
Oh, it's not a
Catchy
very
looks
funny
at-
joke, though, Maze. If you don't need me for anything else, I'm going back to meditation. I walk back to the cargo bay.
All right, you're in the cargo bay.
Oh.
You see, well, this is for later, but you'll see like the chief's patrol officer truck. They're like, you know, the thing that cop cars do when they side up next to each other and they roll down the windows and talk. They're basically doing that. Give me
I-
1 second to put Kazus's name down.
I think the first thing we have to do when we land on the ship, I talk out loud to SG4 and Kaji. The first thing we're going to need to know, we're going to do is need to chop the ship. Obviously, we can't leave looking like this with this signature code or they're going to track us. We're going to need to find an undercity contact or something such as that. Luckily, I know some people, and I'm assuming you know some people as well, SG4, from what you've told me.
Well, I might be able to find some people, but yes, I agree. We are probably not going to be able to hold on to much. I mean, our first order of business probably needs to be procuring some sort of income so that I can buy you all things that aren't prison suits to walk around in.
I hold up the spear.
As you say that, I roll. So I'm assuming I'm in like a boiler suit or a jumpsuit, Pablo. So I roll down I roll it down to like have it like hang out so you can just see my sports bra and my jumpsuit hanging down, like hiding the badges. And
You
I
don't
start.
have a sports bra.
I don't have a sports bra.
Not to be sexist or whatever, but like when I say y'all are naked, you do not have anything underneath.
Okay. I go search the ship. I go search the ship for
What
any
I'm
kind.
rocking, okay?
Yeah,
All 17 nipples, yeah.
I go search the
Male
ship.
cats don't have nipples. I don't think.
Yeah, they do. They just don't work.
They're really tiny, okay? That's fine.
I tell SG4
Alright,
I'll search the ship for any kind of garb we can wear, hopefully not too disgusting, and I'll check
Well,
everything
hey,
else out.
Don't
hate to tell
bother.
you this,
There's
but-
nothing.
I actually
Yeah,
did
it
pop
was
that
owned
shirt.
by Modrons, and they don't wear clothes. So,
Well, you never know what you can fashion into clothing around here. Be a bit more creative there, SG4.
There.
unless
No.
I think SG4 looks down at his like metallic chassis and then just looks.
Oh,
back
you're
up.
going to do that? I understand you don't have to wear clothes, but we have to wear clothes. I go back. This is also an excuse for me to search the ship, by the way, by myself.
Yeah. I think SG4 just calls after you, like, look, I still think the easiest thing to do is just have me go buy clothes for you, Maze.
For someone so smart, she's kind of dumb.
I mean, what if we get there and they fucking put us in a prison cell for like 4 days, but without like letting just you out? They're just gonna say you can leave, but not all of us can leave the ship. I'm just preparing for the worst.
Yeah, it's smart.
Okay, well, you guys are all talking about that. The chief's patrol car, the patrol pod, flies off to God knows where, doing chief things, the sheriff things. The patrolman's pod goes up to the front of your Modron ship and fires like a little tow line beam. It doesn't actually do anything. It just like makes a line of a tracer line for you guys to follow him, and he is starting to lead you to a floating, a much more official-looking satellite. Okay, so there's a bunch of satellites just orbiting the space, but this is the one that looks the most not like a piece of junk that is broadcasting like Sirius FM.
Okay. SG4 just takes the ship in after.
All right. There is a second where you hear on the radio comms like blah blah blah, identify unidentified vessel, the unknown model and make. It looks like a Modron ship, and then you guys do hear CAD going and saying like, "Oh yeah, no, this is Officer CAD, just patrolling blah blah blah. This is VIP section. We are cleared. They're coming with me. I am escorting. We are heading to the docking station, and they clear you through."
Okay.
You guys float there. He stops. You guys actually, for a second, the docking port doesn't really know what to do. It like tries to do an airlock thing, and the Modron ship shifts, and one of its pylons seem to connect to it. And does seem like a hard, solid light beam that makes a makeshift airlock towards the Modron eye.
Before the hangar opens, I do, as I walk and check the ship out, I do start like cutting off the identifying logos on the jumpsuit. I'm assuming we can't. I'm assuming it's not hard to do that.
Do you use one of the spears or something?
Yeah, or I just take my laser and like sear it off. I still have my
yeah,
laser,
I
by the
guess
way.
You do have that. Oh, oh okay. You wanna?
No,
you wanna
no,
shoot yourself?
no.
Blow a chunk out.
Yeah,
of
no.
your
I
shoulder.
roll it down, obviously, and I hold it out and I shoot it. I don't like. They're like, okay, let me just point a laser at myself.
Okay, here,
Hold on.
roll a sleight of hand, dude. I just want to see how well you do.
I would take off
Is
the
that
clothes.
gonna-
I would go into an empty room and take off my jacket.
I know, but it's like how well you do. It's just
Okay,
how
so-
how good it is.
Okay, I was gonna say, man, it's like what the? I'm just taking off my clothes.
Actually, well, I don't know. Never mind.
14.
14. It's sloppy. It's a giant hole, but all the identifying marks are gone. You do feel that the suit is now completely depressurized. Like it becomes, instead of like a puffer suit, it becomes really baggy on you.
That's fine. I'm okay with that. That's fashionable.
Okay. So you have a baggy suit now.
R/streetwear.
I turn to SG4 because I'm still assuming that he's gonna get us clothes, and I say, I wear a triple X small, and then
Okay.
I trot over to back to out of the bridge towards 23.
Okay. While you guys are talking, this time a Genasi female pops up on the screen for Safeguard and goes, "Hi, welcome to the docking satellite 33. It seems that you have the clearance for a temporary ID for your ship, a Modron ship. Wow, these exist." Well, that will make identification easier. Is there any designation that you guys would like to have for the ship as far as nicknames go?
One moment. I think he just ship comms. Anyone want to name this fucking thing?
Just call it a ship. If you can hear me, just call it ship or something. I don't care. We're probably going to get rid of it anyways. Also, a more prominent name will draw more eyes. Remember that.
What did Kiachi say? Mo4?
Yeah, Mo4.
Okay, yeah, I think SU4 just says, okay, sure, just name us Mo4, M0-4.
M0-4 with the colloquial designation of Mo4. All right, you have it. That's it. We will take about 30 minutes to process your request and give you your proper encodes. Would you like to visit our amenities while you wait, or are you all just staying in the ship?
No, we'll be staying in the ship.
All right, good to hear. We'll talk to you. We'll get back to you in 30 minutes.
Are those comms across the ship, or is that just in the cockpit or the command area?
I'm assuming it was across the ship. Because
Okay.
you're in like in a broom closet or something,
Yeah.
right?
As you say that, I'm looking in a room closet. I drop everything when she says amenities. I'm like, ah, finally some civilization. I walk. I start walking towards like the hangar bay. I'm assuming they're not gonna like bar us or anything. They said we can go to their amenities, so I don't think it's.
Yeah.
And I've seared my suit off, so I'm cool.
You still got the collar, dude.
So no. You still have another one on your right.
No,
Me?
I took it all off. That's what Pablo said.
Yeah. So
Okay.
the collars are invisible right now. You don't really know what triggers them. Okay, so there's two things that you absolutely know makes them show up. One is you trying to take them off, and the other is getting too far from each other. So those are at least two things you know that will make them appear. As you are walking, the Genasi lady just goes, "Oh, and we do have a request for comms. Chief Kazis wants to talk to you guys. All right. Do you want to schedule a time for when he would call you? It was just a little note on the side here.
Yeah, Give him a, just give
Chief
him a time.
Kazis. Yeah, no, I mean, just tell him we'll get in contact with him, okay?
All right. I will be giving you guys his subliminal contact code. There you are. It is part of your ship's address book now.
Great, thanks.
I walk out
Okay.
the hangar.
Calling anytime.
If you are walking out of the hangar, you are going to pass by 23, who is
That's fine.
meditating against.
I don't care. I'm assuming he's like licking himself or something. He's a cat, right? I'm kidding. I'm not a racist. I know what Leonids are like. Okay, that was a funny ha.
Not so funny. More like hurtful, okay?
Well, I don't say it out loud. I walk by. I assume you're meditating, so I just don't bother you.
Yeah, I am meditating.
I just don't bother him.
All right. You do hear the whoosh of a. So it's easy enough to figure out how to open up the hangar bay. Pops open. It's kind of freaky because it is pretty much the same as the way that the Modron ship like makes everything transparent. For a moment, it looks like you are just literally just walking on space, but still feel like solid ground on you.
But I do see the city, right?
No, you're done. You're in space. This is a docking satellite.
But I do see like the planet in a distance. I do like see some signs of civilization, right?
Oh yeah, no. Now that you guys are past like the edge, you're in it now. There are more of those giant gnomish battle cruisers, not battle cruisers, just spaceships. They're not battle cruisers. Some skiffs are running around. You see more of those patrol pods, which are just like flying gears that are clinking away.
So as I see signs of civilization, like in 3 years of being in prison, I just look and I just rub my hands and says, I'm back.
All right,
Oh,
you
no.
go ahead and do that. Anything else?
That's it. I'm walking out.
I'm
Yeah, go
Oh.
ahead, Kachi.
I was actually looking for are there air ducts in this spaceship?
Yes, there are.
Okay, I'm looking for all of the hiding places that there are on the spaceship. Kind of like I want to see if I could map out where all the air ducts connect to each other and stuff like that.
Okay, so as you from which section? It doesn't really matter which section. You'll find the same thing, but like just in
Mhm.
case you drop out, where do you drop out?
Yeah.
Where do you go into an air duct?
I go to the armory.
The armory. Okay. You move away from the cockpit. You move away from the hangar bay. You go into the armory
Mhm.
and climb up. One of the. You see a vent. You
Mhm.
pop it open with your kobold ways. It's not so hard. Obviously it's not meant to be popped open the way that you're doing, but it's not also like super supremely secure. You open it up. You crawl in for a little bit. Your dark vision is doing okay. There is a split that you see, and this corridor isn't just a square anymore. It's like a weird circular thing that is going off into like little pathways.
Hmm.
Your curiosity takes over, and you crawl in,
Mm-hmm.
and you look, and you are met with again, a little bit like Penavus was, a dead-looking Modron inside of a cell. It is a monodrone. It's circular. It's just a giant one big eye. It looks a lot like the eyeball from the from Mo4's bay door thing. But you scrabble back out, and then as your eyes get more used to it, you see that there's like a row of these dudes just hanging out dead in cells.
Like dead? Like
Pentavus dead.
So not dead.
I smack it. I smack the first one that I see.
Nothing happens.
Okay. How many are there specifically that I can tell?
In the little corridor that you see 6. And while you're doing that, Safeguard in the cockpit, Pentavus says, Captain, one of your biological pets is manipulating the security drones.
Of course.
Smack,
I
smack,
think, yeah, safeguard just all comms. Kyachi, stop fucking hitting the thing, alright?
It's like and then so I start I start scrambling away from it to look for other places. Try and map out more of the ship through the air ducts.
Okay. Actually, that reminds me. There is a little bit of a blip. I'm sorry. I'll get back to you, Michael, in a second. There is a little bit of a blip in the comms again, and the Genasi lady is up again. She says, I'm sorry for disturbing you. I did almost forget one last thing. The ship does need to be registered to a captain. I know that you have a special clearance, so I won't be asking too much the details, but who would you want the ship to be registered as far as captains are concerned?
Well, it's a real shame that she's not here right now, isn't it? We'll just have to register it to me. Yeah, you can just call me Guard 9.
Guard 9. Okay. All right. Man, you guys have a lot of clearances. All right, Guard 9 for Mo 4. Registers are done. Sorry about the interruption. Please go ahead with your day.
Appreciate it. And then I think Safeguard says, Pentavis, just let me know when they want to get back through with the official ship ID or whatever, and we're clear to go. I'm gonna take a breather for a minute, okay?
Very well. Their pathetic technological intrusions into my system are being noted, and I will inform you when they have finished with their twiddling.
Thanks, buddy. And I think he takes off his helmet, sets it down, probably enjoys feeling like he's not like swimming underwater for the first time in however long.
You see the lights visibly dim when you do that. They don't turn off,
Yeah.
but everything does seem to like slow down a lot. And all of
Yeah.
the transparent parts of the ship suddenly become solid again.
Okay. Yeah. He's
Pretty
just
cool.
gonna go actually to the cargo bay. And I think if he sees 23 there, just gonna sort of like sit down against the wall, like rest hands on his knees, and I think just look at 23 for a few awkward minutes before just saying, "So, how are you doing?"
I'm trying my best to remember them all.
It's a lot of people.
Yes, well, I think it's important to try to remember.
How does you remember any of them? You're on there for a day.
All
You
the
saw
people
like
you
10
were
people.
forbid for a day.
He's trying his best. I think Safeguard just sort of nods and says, "Yeah, sorry we couldn't get Calchek or whatever his name was."
Well, the important thing is that we tried. I am wondering exactly why the attack had to happen in the first place. Perhaps as we continue further, we'll discover a little bit more about why that horrifying attack had to happen. I suppose right now the others are exploring the space station.
Well, I don't exactly know where Maze is actually, and last I knew, Kyachi was messing with some of the ship's defense systems. But I think he's still in the ship. I don't know where she went.
May should be careful. I think it's fairly apparent that she's a confident person, but sometimes overconfidence can be a curse. Hopefully,
I mean-
she's okay to continue our ruse.
Yeah, I mean, let's just hope she doesn't run into anyone who knows what a prison jumpsuit looks like, I suppose.
Yes, she does still have all of her clothes on, doesn't she? So it would be quite
I hope
obvious.
Otherwise, we'll be ending up in prison again real soon for a whole different crime. Well, one of us will.
I see. I kind of sigh a little bit to myself, but
My maze senses
got
are
it.
tingling. Someone's talking trash about me.
All right.
I guess we're gonna wait for Maze to come back, or at
Okay.
least until they're done with this whole thing.
Yes. So
Yeah.
let's finish up with the mazes part. So you guys are hanging out in the cargo bay.
Well, I would stand up and just give him like a pat on the shoulder and just say like, "We'll try and do better next time," and go back and just sort of like languish in the captain's chair, just like, "What the fuck?"
All right. I will say that there are a few small storage rooms, like the broom closet that y'all found, but there are no bedrooms or anything like that, Donovan, or bathrooms. Absolutely no bathrooms, by the way.
He's just gonna get him a litter box. I'll get him a litter box when I get back.
We need a chamber pot,
Just so
basically.
you know, you will also have to probably definitely point.
All of this
If
is
I
just
have a
not a
litter
problem
box,
for me.
I'll be willing to share with you, okay? But I'm not cleaning it. That's your job.
So, so the only sort of thing that the ship has is the sink in the kitchen, but that's like probably the only thing that you guys can recognize as any sort of amenity.
I think it's very important to know how we poop on this ship. It's important to the fans. This is the type of stuff that they're interested in.
Maybe
know
we
how
got
our nerds-
some poop play people. You never know. We gotta hit our audience, all right? Donovan, also move your mic close to your face. It's kind of echoing a bit.
Is it?
I don't need to use the bathroom at all.
Oh, Mr. Fancy Pants again with him who's in the bathroom. I'm a robot.
I don't need to use the bathroom.
Okay, so
Well,
I
we'll just get a
am.
porta potty inside the ship.
Back to.
So even though this is a satellite, I try my best to not talk to anybody, but my face and my body motions are actively like jolting or being very like my face is like contorting in like a weird way. I'm just trying to describe what I look like right now as I look for a bathroom, and I'm just like I'm almost like skipping as well, but I'm trying to go to a bathroom. I'm just like
Okay. So there are. So what it feels like is a lot like a nicer airport terminal.
oh, okay.
Crossed with the waiting room at a tire shop. It's basically that. There doesn't seem to be anything other than like a small snack stand and a news kiosk. Otherwise, people are just mulling around. They're sitting in those long connected seats. They're just talking to each other. You see some more ships coming in and out, and you see some police pods going off to the side. You do see some patrol officers just walking around. Most of them are gnomes, but a few of them are genasi. Some of them are elves.
Okay. I try to find a bathroom with no one in it. And I always like look back, like to double check myself.
You find one. It is not hard.
As I go in there, I'm just like turn on the water. I like kind of pull my jumpsuit down a bit to like free up some air to not stiffen it up too much. I put my face in the water and I clean a bit. And as I take it out, I start finally, I'm out of here. And as that happens, I start just laughing and smiling. Wetness just goes down my face, and my laughing just turns into crying, and I'm like, and that's it. I'm just having a breakdown right now in the bathroom that I'm finally free.
Oh.
Oh shit! The drama.
How loud are you crying?
I'm very loud in this moment. Like when no one around me, that no one sees me, I like put down that whole persona down.
You can be vulnerable.
And I look at myself in the mirror and I try to like clean myself up while crying, as like a tick. It's like kind of like a tick that my parents put into me.
Somebody does knock on your door, on your stall, and goes like, "Hey, are you okay in there?"
I instantly like say, I'm okay. I'm okay. Please do not bother me.
All right, just making sure. That's the only instance of anything happening.
That's fine.
You can stay in there as long as you want to cry it out. I'm assuming that you're not going to be there for like a half
No.
hour.
I give myself a courteous cutoff time of 30 minutes to an hour, and then I leave to find a communications terminal.
Dude,
They said
30.
the ID for us in 30 minutes when you left.
Yeah. If you're going to be there for an hour,
Fine,
like, these guys-
15 minutes, and I'm out.
Okay.
But before I leave, I also clean myself up a bit in the mirror, obviously.
Since you are on the lookout for clothes, the only articles of clothings on this spaceship is that little snack.
Oh my
stand
god,
kiosk.
it's gift shop clothing.
It's yes, it is. It's basically.
Is it like I love this planet? Like I heart?
This isn't a tourist trap. This is basically just a police station. So there is like a shirt that goes, "I love QPP."
I don't know what that means, and I'm already annoyed.
So I heart, which is a gnomish heart looking thing, so there's gears in it. Q being the planet that you are on, PP. QPP standing for what was the name of this planet again? Quarkopolis Planetary Patrol.
Oh, so it's a gift shop for cops? I don't like that at all.
Yes.
Okay, so I don't do that. I don't want to wear that. That's so droll. Even what I'm wearing is much better than whatever that is. I go to a comms terminal.
Okay, it's basically a super payphone.
Can I access the AstraRunners on this?
Yes. Okay, so the AstraRunners access looks like it's just a Wi-Fi. You would need some sort of device yourself. You can make calls out though, so you can make phone calls, but you need like a laptop or something to.
So I can make a phone call.
Yeah.
Okay. I call someone. I don't know if we already talked about this NPC. It's someone in the organization I used to run with. So I call this person. I'll tell you later, Pablo. I call this person. Do you have to pay for this? Because I don't have any money.
No, not
Okay. I call this person and I just say, "I'm out, Corbus." And I talk in deep speech, one line in deep speech, and I hang up.
You actually get a answering machine.
What? Yes, I leave it on the answering machine.
Okay.
That's it. And then I look around at all the wonderful people that I could be talking to, and quickly realize that time is running out and I must be back to the ship. I collect myself before going back to the ship, of course, and I go back to the ship.
Okay. That happens in the span of 30 minutes. The encoding that was like not really 30 minutes. It was more like 45. But what do you guys do in the 30-minute, 45-minute mark? Like, so you guys were in the hangar. Kachi was hanging out in the vents, but I'm assuming that you guys weren't doing that the whole time, were you?
Not a goddamn thing.
He's
At,
that
like,
dedicated to the monk life.
Yeah. At like 28 minutes, Safeguard goes back and puts the helmet back on, and then probably just sits there and waits.
All right.
Was I able to map out and familiarize myself with all the air ducts throughout the ship?
Yes. So we'll say that you did. Not a good familiarization, and only a little bit a section, but like you do see that there are more of these little Modron pods like dotted through the ship. But one thing to note, Kiachi, when you pop back out, you do notice the weapon rack. All of the spears that you made are gone.
Shit.
Okay.
I come back,
yeah,
they're just
that's
like
fine.
dead body. Their dead bodies are splayed across the fucking command deck.
All right, that's fine. All right. Obviously the weapons are tied to Safeguard while he's on the helm. So
Not when Maze gets back, but a little bit before, Pentavis starts screaming, "Puny encoding finished. I now have the designation of Mo4." As he's saying that, the Genasi pops up on the screen. She says, "All right, you're all set." They are actually concurrently talking, and the Pentavis is just going, "This technology is futile and infantile. I do not see why I must subject myself to these." And he's just screaming into your ear.
Yeah. I think.
What's happening? Are y'all all right in there?
1 minute. Mo for it. Listen, buddy. I need you to pull it together, man. All right. This is temporary. This is a temporary designation. It's gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine. And then to the Genasi, I think he's just like
Two syllables insane. And he just goes off.
Mopar, no. Listen, Modron technology, right? It's crazy. I mean, you wouldn't know that, but trust me,
Not at
it's
all.
crazy. Thanks for taking care of that. We really appreciate it. You want to? Do we have a docking bay prepared for us on the actual planet?
I unfortunately don't have any of that information with me. The only thing that I was supposed to give you were the temporary codes, and that's it. I don't have anything else to say. Maybe you guys can talk to the chief, Kazis.
Sure. Sure. That sounds good. All right. Thank you. Have a good day.
All right. The communication arrays goes off. You see a little permission pop-up that says, "Would you like to undock from the docking station?" Docking satellite.
Maze is on the ship.
Oh yeah. So Maze, you do see that there's some uncoupling lights starting to blink. That the ship is ready to leave.
I
as you are
struck
walking.
faster.
Okay. All right. So you get back on the ship. I'm assuming the cargo bay, the hangar bay, is still just
opened it. No one closed it.
there.
No one's closing it.
Yep. All right. Then the
this is where we leave Maze and her backstory behind. I hope you have a backup, Michael.
Oh, I do. I actually have multiple backups. I knew this character would die eventually.
Shit. Doesn't all of our heads blow off because she's just an asteroid apart now?
all right.
That would be how it works.
So you get back in. Do you guys want to? I'll just skip past it. You guys uncouple and you drift a little bit in space.
I do want to do something on the ship when I get back on the command deck.
Sure.
I walk up to Pentacus or whatever. Pentacus. We'll give him a better name later. I ask him, Pentacus, show me your subsystems.
Does this biological have that permission, Captain?
I look at SG4.
Why do you want them?
We should know what we're capable of. Do you not agree?
Would you understand Modron technology?
Maybe there's a Modron. Maybe they have a translation code or something. You could probably command it to turn all these runes into common if you asked it.
Let's see. Pentavis. Sorry, Mo4. Sorry, Pentavis. Do you want
Mo4?
to?
Who is that?
It's the name of our ship. All right.
Who named it Mo4?
Look, Kiachi.
Did you name it? You let Kachi name it?
Look,
Are you stupid?
If you just waltz off, you're gonna miss stuff like naming the ship. And also, I'm the official captain, and my name is Guard 9. So call me
Guard 9? Lord.
So, look, it's fine. It is what it is. All right, it's already over. There's nothing you can do to change it. All right.
I'm more pissed that you name yourself Guard 9 than you're the captain, just because I think it's a stupid name, but whatever.
That's fine. I don't care about the opinions of humans. Look, Pentavis, you'll die soon enough anyways. Pentavis, look, can you change the runes into common?
Very well. I shall use what limited information I have of this primitive language. Translation complete. Here. And it shows you a bunch of shit. Oh my god, is it information overload. It is telling you the exact dimensions down to the micron of nuts and bolts. It tells you stuff about the amount of dust layering on every square inch of the ship. The Modron ship has calculated everything about itself, and it is just scrolling through it at maximum speed.
Is there subsystems in there as well? In that display of information?
It is, but it's detailed by every little length of
That's
wire.
Fine.
Every little so
I watched that screen of information like the Matrix code. I'm just looking at it. I have 5 screens open. I'm like,
Maze has entered the Matrix.
Basically, to make any heads or tails with what Mo4 is giving you right now with Penvis, I don't know what to call him anymore. You actually have to assemble the ship in your mind and see it in a 3D plane in your head, because all it's giving you is just the parts.
Should we roll for that?
Yeah, sure. Just straight up intellect. Just give me an
Alright.
intellect roll.
You want to roll for it too, SG4? You probably have a bit of an advantage on this since I'm not a robot.
I definitely don't have an advantage on an int roll.
A check, an intelligence check? Normal. Can you help me?
Yeah, can I help her? Can we?
Yeah,
can we
yeah,
put our
Okay,
brains
so I'll roll
together?
with advantage.
Yeah, that's much better. Nice.
18.
Okay. You don't figure out anything about it yet, but you do know which part of the ship is the part that you're looking for. You do know that you need to make some sort of interface that's like you can figure out, because as cool as it is that you figured out where it is, most of the stuff that parses through your head is location stuff.
Right.
You need an electronic brain to actually break down the signals.
So I
into
basically have
something that
to
you can use.
jerry-rig a subsystem onto this to interface with it like a more. Okay, I understand.
Yeah.
I understand SG4. I know what I need. Thank you.
No problem. Look, I think here's how we should handle this. All right. I'm used to flying ships. I've done it before, and I'm used to navigating. I can handle that, and you take control of the technology side of things. Does that work for you?
Sure, that's fine with me. Just make sure to keep that whelp away from any of the important things. And I say that knowing full force that Kachi may be listening.
I kick out of the air duct and then scramble
Out of the
down
vent.
the wall.
Surprise, motherfucker!
Yeah, I think then Safeguard says, right, they said that if we wanted to secure a specific docking bay, we could call the chief. Is that the route you want to take, or do you just want to make an approach and pick out a random one and just ask if we can sit in it for a while?
Who are you asking?
You.
Well, you're the captain. It's up to you to decide. I'm just the technology officer. Just a lowly technology officer with all the technology.
In a
We,
comparative sense, figuring out how to use all
We
the
should go for
technology is a
priority
lot
and
more
speak to this officer first, since obviously he wants to speak
Okay.
to us.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to put in the contact for the chief.
Okay, and as that phone is ringing, we are going to take a short break and get back to the conclusion of this session. All right, so welcome back to AstraRunners, a D&D, the advanced stage campaign. We are in the dead heat of a debate on whether we should go to a parking garage or whether we should go to the fuck all woods and get our shit jacked.
Yeah, let me go to the woods and park in the woods with my cool ass ship.
Sure.
I think,
JK.
By the way, Pablo, as we
yeah,
go there, I'm
so-
gonna be messing with the laser to take out its limiters because there's
Well,
nothing else to
yeah.
do.
Okay.
Knowing this information, which is like a former pirate, I kind of would SG just like not calling the chief right now, just all comms is just going to say, all right, everyone, I don't know, captain's meeting, just everyone get up to the cockpit. We're gonna talk.
Kachi's
Where-
already
Let's
there.
call it the bridge.
We're
Cockpit
already
is
at
a
the
little tiny.
cockpit. SG,
Yeah,
who are you
we're on the
talking to?
bridge.
I'm already here.
We've got 2 other people in this crew. Well, yeah.
Oh, you're counting them?
I wave at you
Sorry.
from like below.
Stayed where I was. Okay, I'm chilling.
I know. I say it in front of him. He's like, "Oh, you're counting them as well. Fine, I guess."
I just give you the stink eye. He's like,
Something looking
All
at
right,
me.
well, you called your captain's meeting. Is everybody in the
Yeah.
bridge now?
I am not.
He's just meditating. He's like,
23.
"The fuck this captain's meeting."
20 tray.
Okay, if
23.
he's calling me over the intercoms, then I'll walk over.
Yeah,
How can I be of
yeah.
service?
Okay, let's discuss what we want to do. We have the option of calling the chief and docking the ship in an officially sanctioned docking bay, or we can just park it somewhere else.
Well, it's probably best not to inform the police officers or get them involved any more than we have to. Let's try to find a place to dock without the assistance of the police.
Doesn't make any logical sense. But whatever.
Does anybody
But
have...
don't we have already? We have the we have a code already, right? So we're technically legal, right?
We don't
Sure,
know
but
the
I would
parameters
ask-
of the code, so it's probably not good to rely on it too much.
Also, we look very
They
suspicious.
say it's level 4, right?
What does that mean?
So, Maze, what does that mean?
I tell him what it means. It means we are supposed to be a unit that allows for underhanded government procedures like murder.
Well, they don't specifically specify murder, but it is enough to say, hey, let these guys pass if they need to. As
Also-
far as
Well-
you know, as far as you know.
I cut it and
Well,
I
here's
say,
the thing.
go ahead.
Go ahead, Maze.
Thank you. Wait, did something say that? Sorry. Talking. I think it'd be pertinent to talk to this commander. We're already tracked by him. It would be best to get on his good side so that we may more lubricate our relationship a bit better.
We are on his good side. We told him that he could explore the ship once we're done doing whatever it is that we're here to do.
Right, but if we get it done now, we don't have to worry about it later.
Yes,
Hey,
but if we get it done now, we might get found out now.
Eh,
How will we get found out?
I mean,
Quick
wouldn't it be
question.
better to at least change clothes and do anything else that we can do to maybe pass
Oh.
ourselves as not people that just escaped a prison?
As I finish tweaking the laser, I'm like, oh, don't worry about your clothes. I can solve that problem.
Well,
I
took
look
off
at
my
your
shirt,
baggy
so
clothes. I'm
most
just
of my
going,
problems are already
I
solved.
lift it up.
Look, I think we can just use the code and just ask him to give us a docking bay, no questions asked, right?
Yeah, that-
maybe
I'll say-
at that point, he'll probably want to look at the ship in return.
oh no, that's not within parameters, right? We said that it's after we're done. We are not done. We are just
did tell him
asking.
that.
Let me put it this way. Let's say that you're some type of criminal, and all of your other criminal friends have guns, and you have a gun too, but your gun is fake. You probably don't want to take out your fake gun more than you absolutely have to, because if you do, the chances of the other criminals learning that your gun is fake will rise. I just think that because we're having or using stolen IDs, since we're using some kind of black code that really isn't ours, and we're flying around in a ship that we don't yet fully understand, probably best to stay away from the authorities. But I'm not the captain. I believe that that's you, SG, so you guys can do whatever it is that you want to do.
The best place to hide is right in front of their faces, in my opinion. We have a store, we have a cover, we have to just be confident in it. Some of us.
Best place that you can hide is somewhere that no one can find you. But
There's no
okay,
place like that in this universe. 23.
if you say so. The universe is pretty big, but you're the smart one.
All right,
One
who
thing-
wants to get their outfit cleaned? Take out
By
the
the
laser?
way, just logic wise, no matter what happens, whether you use your clearance codes, etc., 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 if you do ask the chief for this favor, he will at least know the physical location of the ship.
Yeah.
Right, but
So
he's
that is one thing to take note of. He will, no
Yeah.
matter what else, blah blah blah. You
We
come in, can't
yeah.
come in our secret clubhouse or whatever. He's gonna know where the
right, but he's already tracking our ship, isn't he? Digitally?
no.
We don't know.
Okay.
Well, I'm assuming he
so
is because that's
safeguard-
normal protocol.
Yeah.
We-
Safeguard's gonna take a moment, and then he's gonna say, "Look, Kiachi, Maze. Let's be honest. You both, me, we're shady as fuck. Let's put our heads
What?
together
Yeah.
and see if we can figure out where on this planet some sort of a black market would be located."
I know where one is already. By the way, remember I used the comm terminal. I'm assuming I looked some other stuff up.
The comm terminal.
Oh no, it was a call. It was a call. Never mind. Don't worry about it. I didn't look anything up.
Payphone, dude.
So I'm
Yeah.
just going to. So SG4 is going to say, Pintavis, would you mind bringing up a map of the city that we're approaching right now?
Okay, he does bring up a visual map. Again, there is a second where it's the Modron information vomit on the screen. And there's way more letters than actual visuals of the place that you're at. So yeah, like I'm gonna assume that after you guys see like this block of text, you go like get all that word shit out of there.
Just give me the 3D. Yeah.
Okay.
And then as soon as he brings it up, I'm going to say, all right, give me crime rates and show me where the most crime is located.
I walk back to the cargo bay.
He does not have that info. Social information such as that will need more processing power than my
What?
specialities were made for.
That's a simple. That's
I am not well versed with biological and cultural appropriation such as this.
what? That's a simple Zoogle search. What do you do? I thought this was a Modron ship.
Uh, this is what I see when I go through your subliminal net. And he pulls it up. It is just a bunch of zeros and ones, just like quadrillions of zeros and ones.
Okay. Well,
Can safeguard look through or translate that?
Kind of racist, but okay.
Like a filter?
Again, Safeguard does not have any of his technological plugins available to him.
Why don't you ask Pentagon to turn it into common like before?
yeah, can you turn it into common, the binary, Pentavis?
He did it, and it is just a word vomit of each maybe individual public figure that has ever committed a crime. Pentavis goes, I must be taught algorithms to winnow this information that you are asking of me. I can access this, but I will not be able to.
Sure. It's a list of figures who have committed crimes, right?
You can triangulate.
So cipher through the birth dates to make sure you're only showing people who are still alive, and then figure out location information to see where those people are most highly concentrated.
Hey, Kiachi is a bounty hunter, so he should have some sort of general idea of layouts of cities and stuff. If he looks at a map, can he possibly locate like shady areas of the city based off of
Just
how
sight unseen. Okay, so here I'll break that down into two things. So the way that you say it, a safeguard, Pentavis does pull up some clusters, but they're not really that well bunched up. It basically it looks like criminals can come from anywhere and anywhere.
Mhm.
But if Kachi is just looking at the map, roll a perception.
okay.
Would it have advantage because now he has the clusters on it?
As he does that,
Wait, perception?
Oh, not really. Not
yeah,
really.
perception, G-Way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pablo, as he's doing that, I want to use my Sage feat or my Sage background feature to basically ask, would I know where to seek out this lore? Go ahead.
I'm going to go ahead and use my inspiration to find it too. Fuck.
Oof.
Jesus Christ, why would you get this
13.
well of a map?
Wow, low rolls. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
You're looking around, and the closest that you would be able to say is it looks like there's a little bit of clusters of some casinos,
Mhm.
because they're the most garish and most well lit. You don't know what gnomish casinos are like, but
Mhm.
there are those things that are very obviously there would be some sort of shadiness going on close to casinos.
That's
Okay.
rather generalizing, but whatever.
So I relay that
That's
to
exactly what the roll would give you. 13 would
yeah.
give you only general information.
I would relay that to safeguard of most likely our best chance might be somewhere around the casino, and
Okay.
who knows, maybe we could I don't want to get rid of the ship, but we might be able to get it to as a bargaining chip in some way.
As that's happening,
Sure.
Pablo, can I look at that list that Pentagus brought up with all the people committing crimes, and see if I can find a common word or common place that they committed that crime at?
Most of it is fraud. There are some violent crimes.
Where would those
it
be, or most located?
They all seem to be revolving around the racetracks, which, as you guys are going to your descent, I'm assuming that you all have picked the casinos for your descent, right?
Sure.
Yes.
Yep.
You are going towards the planet now, and you see that there are massive highways just dotting the whole planet. And there's multiple sorts of races going on. Those big not battle cruisers, just big cruisers that you were seeing, they're participating in races. You're seeing small little skiffs, they look like they're participating in races. You're seeing like just robots. Well, when you guys get closer to the ground, you guys see robot greyhounds. They're also, this planet is racing crazy, and it mostly is. And of course, there's the betting dens where you would do that, the racetracks.
Do I notice any ship racing?
Yeah, tons.
Okay, I just make a mental note of that just for later if we need to do anything.
Just kind of. How fast can a ship go?
Why? Who are you asking?
Who are you asking? Yeah.
Just
Who are you
like
talking to?
in general, just kind of like just looking at the marvel of
out
this
there.
place. I'm just like, oh, I wonder how fast the ship can go.
It's an open question.
Open question.
I ignore him.
I say, Pentavis, how fast can the ship go? On land, obviously, not talking about Godspeed.
Ship, why would it be on land?
These ships' top speed would be the exact same as Godspeed.
That's funny.
On land,
Wait, what?
there is no distinction. This ship will be able to reach those speeds in the same amount of time and space.
Interesting.
Is the ship saying that it can go at God speed without warping or skipping or whatever this universe calls it?
No, it seems like he's saying, well, he no matter where he is, he'll be able to do that.
Oh, he's being literal. He's not.
Yeah.
He's not. Got it.
Okay.
Pentavis.
So it seems like he doesn't understand the question then.
Yeah, that's more of the wording, I think.
Okay, Pentavis, assuming Godspeed isn't an option, Godspeed inaccessible, what is your next highest speed closest to Godspeed?
1 micron negative attosecond behind Godspeed is my top speed.
That's pretty
Jesus
fast.
fucking Christ. All right, so
That's pretty fast.
can you do me a favor? Can you cross-reference the highest concentration of what would people who are exceptionally like technologically gifted be called in this universe? Artificers?
Technomancers, I guess,
Oh, yeah.
would be it.
Savants, as am I.
Yeah. I think so then Safeguard would say, Pitavis, can you cross-reference known dwarven technomancers with areas that have high rates of violent crime?
That's a very specific
I like
search.
the idea.
I will need, as I have noted before, more advanced algorithms for this type of query. I would also like to note that while I am able to reach such speeds, it is also dependent on the pilot's processing that I would be piloted at those speeds.
Right.
If you are unable to process information in that sort of time frame, then the ship will eventually either collide with something. Since he basically explains, since you guys aren't going Godspeed, you don't have the protective subluminal bubble that things have when they're going past past light speed. If you guys are going as fast as you're going, I'm just putting it in like regular words now. Pentavis can only go as far as you can figure out you're going.
Okay. So
No,
here's what
this
we
is
do.
on you.
We do whatever we want on the planet, and if we get into trouble, we jump on Pentavis and we literally go almost warp speed, but not quite, so we don't have that bubble, and orbit around the planet and use the time dilation to move to the future so that all the people that were after us are fucking dead. And then we'll come back, and if we get into trouble, we do it again, boy, because time is relative, and we have a
It's the
ship that goes
Superman
at near the speed of light without doing the science fiction thing where we actually like skip.
Now, that
123 has a point. I have read of something like this on the internet.
this is why I was saying you guys don't have the subluminal bubble. At that speed, he also says, this ship is tough. It's not indestructible. Even the smallest kind of thing will fucking destroy the ship if you guys aren't careful.
Okay.
A fly will make you guys explode if you are going that fast.
Ugh.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
at this point, SG is. I'm just going like, you know, I'm just cruising like 35 on the residential streets. All right, we're not still just
Are we
like,
there yet?
going across.
Are we
Like,
there yet?
I'm just doing that thing where like I'm lost. I don't know where I want to park, and I'm just cruising around through some of the residential neighborhoods.
Just open up a Zoogle map or something.
Yeah. So I think after hearing that, as I look at Maze and I just say, look, we got to get these fucking collars off. I've got limiters on all my processing capabilities. The sooner we get these collars off, the better Pentavis is going to be, and the easier it will be for him to figure out what we need him to figure out.
Yes, I agree. As soon as we get these collars off, it would be great for my freedom and illicit goodbyes. But we do need to talk to this commander first, since we've already made a promise, and it would be highly suspicious to move out from that promise. Also, Pablo, should I roll for messing with the gun? Because I am like actively trying to remove all the limiters from it.
You had enough time for it.
Okay.
It basically turns into a hand crossbow now.
Oh, it's small enough for me to wear as a hand crossbow?
Yeah, it was never that big.
Okay, cool. Well, okay. Let me see what I can do. Any other questions you have, SG4, before I start looking around here for other things that might come in handy?
No, I am like a pirate, so I know when I'm getting into like a bad neighborhood, I would assume.
Yeah.
You know?
Plus, you guys are going to the casino. Well, the big casino betting place. As you guys are making your descent, you see more of the racetrack raceways. There's just so much neon in this place. There's so much just gas and smog and pollution. From afar, the tops of the buildings are silver, and with all of the ships going around, the city does give off a silver sheen. But once you're getting down closer, it's a little bit dirtier and grittier, more brown, more like an Asian fish market or wet market. Like, as you guys are getting closer,
Make sure not to touch any of the local fauna. You might get some diseases around here, and you know how spreadable those are.
I've got it. All right, Pentavis. Let's I don't know, parallel park us in somewhere that won't get us immediately arrested. Might find a parking spot.
Pablo, is there another way you can look
Parking.
off the ship?
I'm also going to help SG4 find a parking spot as well. Being more knowledgeable about urban planning and stuff like that.
Okay.
Just looking for a place that's.
You guys are looking, and there are 3 available spots. One is next to the casino itself. It seems like as you guys are entering, one of the a big like 18-wheeler equivalent is starting to move away. Nobody else is cutting into that spot, so you guys can go in there. There is another spot that is close. It's in a very well lit public docking area, and it's next to what looks like a store, a big general store. And there is a last one that you guys see that is a and this is just Pentavis like taking into account what you guys are looking with your eyeballs. A broken warehouse with just a flapping tarp covering the top of it. In the more derelict part of this casino area, like it's close by to the waterway, close by to the big sewage canal. And it looks abandoned. It looks this is more inside baseball, but it looks like the abandoned place right next to where we work at, Donovan and. Anyway.
I was about to say.
Oh my god, the rooftop cinema club like 2 miles away. It's like, see it.
Yeah. So it's very like there's this one just derelict little place. There is one next to what looks like a generalized supply depot, and there is one that is close to the racetrack gambling operations itself.
Can I ask?
From looking, can I see if the abandoned building has been recently squatted at, or if there's been like recent foot traffic over there? Like,
there are people mulling about. Like you can tell, like there's been some people that you don't know how many, but you know, there as you're looking, you see one bum just kind of like walking, not into it, but around in front of it.
okay, it doesn't have any like obvious like gang signs or like anything like that, any kind of
You see
any
graffiti, but you don't know what it means because it's all
Okay.
gnomish.
Can I ask
Okay,
Pentacus?
okay.
Pentacus, what's your defensive capabilities if we're not on the ship?
He tells you that there are security drones.
And are those drones active and workable in their condition?
Depending on if those conditions are met.
What do you mean by that?
Forcible
we can
entry.
set the parameters, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can. But basically, he says when forcible entry is detected, the drones will come out and start defending the ship.
Thank you. That's all I need to know.
Does this? Yeah. So I guess Safeguard would just ask Kiyashi, like, where do you favor?
If we're trying to lay low, I probably pick the abandoned building. If we have security on this ship, we should be okay. And plus, if we get what we need, we probably wouldn't be too bad. I think the best thing is to always keep moving. So after we park, get our stuff, we probably want to go somewhere else.
Sure, makes sense to me. Yeah. So I'm gonna take the ship over to the abandoned building and park it.
All right. As you guys go and float over there, some of the tarp flies off as you're like making your way inside the warehouse. The bum on the outside, who is just a lizard folk in like ratty tatty clothes, just looks up and just I don't know, mumbles and goes back to pacing in front of the building.
Actually, I look at the screen and hey Pentavis, can you translate the graffiti of the gnomish on the building?
Yes, he does, and it's basically just names. Unfortunately for you, you don't know what any of those names mean.
Okay, but I keep a mental note about them.
Sure.
Do I know
Alright.
the culture about carrying weapons around here?
No, you don't know anything about this planet, really.
Okay, I strap it underneath my suit, my blaster. So they can't see it.
Okay, so yeah, all you really know about this system, because space is a big thing. It's just in the system, and this planet, and that's about it basically. Apparently, there's a bunch of gnomes here.
Okay.
I go to the hangar door. Wait.
All right. There is 23. He's still just meditating. Pentavis is clearing and putting up all the security. Okay. Yes.
I had a
23.
question. How long have I been meditating in total?
All throughout this day, probably about 4 hours now, maybe 5.
Okay.
Oh, did you want a long rest? I can. That's fine.
No. It's not necessarily. Don't worry about it.
Hey,
Okay.
actually, quick question. Is there a room that's more private that 23 might be able to
Said there's a closet.
There's a broom closet he can go in and meditate in. It's quite cozy for a cat.
but I thought Pablo told me that I found additional rooms besides that.
Nope.
Right, but they're about the same
Hangar.
size as the bridge. They're not, but they're empty for whatever reason. They're not really small enough to be considered rooms, and they're not big enough to be any like cargo bay holders. It just seems like there was some sort of space that was planned that never got used.
Okay.
I think you said that there was the kind of kitchen area. There is the armory. There's the closet, and then there's a hangar. So how many other rooms are there?
We'll say 2. I'll just retcon it because there was nothing in there, but like the nicest space that was well lit, etc., was the hangar. Because the other ones are just like these dark rooms with like nothing inside of them, unless that's something that Uh,
Oh well, I guess. Well, all right. I guess in the future, if I ever have to mope again, I'll go in there.
okay,
He
yeah.
does have dog
I just
vision,
feel
you know.
They are
bad.
emo rooms. They are
Moping
very
room.
emo rooms, but they are not the size that would be bedrooms. It's like a board meeting room. Basically, it's longer than it is wide.
It's a dorm room.
I walk
You
in,
have
like
one
23
side
is
and I have
playing
one side.
No,
Linkin
it's not even
Park.
like that. It's not even that. These dimensions are very awkward.
Okay.
You have this corner, I have this corner.
Just Linkin Park.
The acoustics for these places are nice though. Like if you want to sing in there, I guess you can. But let's get back to the adventure.
Yep. As we're setting down, Safeguard's going to say, "All right, let's set some security parameters. All right, Pitavis. All biological forms on this ship, and myself, obviously, get access to the ship whenever they request it. All right. Anyone else tries to access the ship, deploy the defense systems. Is there any sort of, I don't know, camouflage the ship can use or anything like that to make it a little bit less obvious?"
Calculating. Given the material present, no, unfortunately not. There are some camouflage capabilities for this vessel, but not with the urban environment that we are in.
What kind
Good
of
to know.
camouflage do you have?
More natural surroundings, planetary surfaces that have been uncivilized.
Could be
Makes a
useful.
note of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Thanks. I don't know. Maze, can you think of anything else? Oh, she's gone.
I'm
All
not gone.
Tom's.
I'm in the hangar.
Maze.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, but you're not in the cockpit anymore.
By the
so
way,
you-
I'm pacing around. I'm pacing like I'm running in a circle.
Yeah, he's gonna all comes. Maze, I told Pentavis not to let anyone who's not one of us on the ship without deploying the security measures. Anything else you can think of to tell him while we're gone?
Tell him to keep doing the search. We might need some research when we get back. Also, if this plan does fail, we should tell him for a contingency plan. Tell him to start charting courses if we need to make a jump.
Sure. All right, Pentavis, you got that?
Acknowledged.
Okay, good. Okay. Other than that, I think we're all set. All right. Have fun, buddy. And I'm gonna take the helmet off, put it down.
I make a mental
Yeah.
note that SG4 said we have access to the entire ship.
I mean, yeah.
Mistake.
Said
Okay.
you have access to get in the ship.
No, you said access to the entire ship. All right.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know what Maze wants to do with that.
You guys are all in the hangar bay now. The bay opens up, and you guys are now in this gritty redstone building. There's just trash all over the place. It's just blowing around. There's some steel drums to the side that looks like they've been used for fires, but you don't know how long it's been. Of course, there's big tagging graffiti, and all the windows are either boarded up or broken with glass.
Oh, I have a
Mhm.
question. Before we walk out, can I grab one of the force maces and incorporate it into my arm instead of the pickaxe?
Sure. As you do that, it's not a great fit, and like the top of it is sort of poking out in your hand, but it fits in there.
Okay. Have to do for now. It's fine.
Mhm.
Just walks out.
As
Okay.
that happens, any time where we're walking where I feel like they're not paying attention to me, I would have a moment where I look at the ground, I lean down, I touch it, and I was like, hmm.
Ground.
And I try really hard not to cry.
Aw.
Maze just awkwardly stroking buildings. It's been so long, old friend. Hello.
Yeah, exactly.
So you guys you're getting out of the building, right? So four of you guys exit the building.
Three of them.
Three of them. Oh,
I'm
geez.
Okay.
Meditating to do.
If 23 is just there, I'm gonna
Yeah, I
walk
asked
up
if he's
and
like, is
kneel
he
down.
okay?
Yeah,
So
and be like,
here.
"What's going on, bud?"
Okay, yeah, you guys talk. This is more of a social
Also, Donovan,
interaction.
move your mic closer. You're actually echoing again. It's echoing more.
Oh well, maybe I'll just move further away from it, or you want me to move it?
No, move
closer?
it closer. Move it closer.
Okay.
Yep, right there. That's
Yeah.
fine. Thank you.
All right. So I don't know. So they came up and said what?
I was just like, what's going on? You coming with us? You staying here? What's the plan?
Oh, I can stay. I just need to finish what I'm doing. You all take care.
Let him stay.
size
He's being a bit
clothing do
emotional
you
right
wear?
now. We don't need a hot cat with us on a mission.
So, what do you wear usually?
It doesn't really matter. Whatever you get will be fine.
We'll get him a thong or something. They like that, right?
Banana
Okay.
hammock.
Wrong.
All right.
Got it.
A hammock for bananas. I don't know what I would do with something.
He's
like
talking
that.
about your barbed entrails. 23.
In my body. You mean
Yes.
my digestive system?
Oh, okay. This is a little bit of this.
He looks completely confused.
Moving
It
past the
can't-
feline
Banana
anatomy.
hammocks. Why would a banana need a hammock?
It's not 23. Buddy, we're gonna have to have a real deep talk at some point.
Kiachi,
About banana?
Kiachi puts a hand on 23 and it just kind of pats him, and it's like, we'll get you something nice.
Okay, that's fine. I guess I'll just protect the ship then. I guess the
Yeah.
ship can protect itself, but I guess I should ask, what is it that you're out there looking for? Just someone to break our collars, correct?
I mean, if
First
we could
clothes
find
and things, I guess, and then we'll try
Basic
to find something
supplies,
else.
collar breaker, freedom. Let's go.
I wish you luck.
All right. Bay
Thanks,
door
bud.
opens. And you are now smelling the diesel-tinged air of Parkopolis, the gnomish planet made for racing.
I whisper in my breath. It smells so good.
I do as we leave, I do turn back at 23, and I do say, we could use another pair of eyes. 4 pairs is better than 3.
If he wants to stay, let him
You can
stay.
do whatever you need. Okay.
I mean, if you require my assistance with something, I can come along. If not, I was just gonna finish what I was doing.
We're taking so long.
Yeah, come with us. It'll be good. It'll be good.
He needs a reason to come with us. Why? You can't just say it'd be good. That's not a reason for him to
Okay.
come with us.
I don't want to blow up.
Oh, well, I was actually thinking about that. Perhaps it would be a good thing to test the limits of the collars anyway. We actually
let's
don't
not.
know how far we can go.
As you say that, I'm like,
But we'll die.
maybe he should come with us.
At the moment, see, the thing about testing it is the moment you get far enough away for the test to be conclusive, we're all dead.
We all die.
You don't think that they would give off some type of warning or something before they explode?
No.
I would rather
No.
not find out.
Now that I think about it, 23, we could definitely use your charming personality with us as we haggle for these equipment.
Well, all right. I think that if we end up having to keep them on for some time, though, we should at least go to a local library and maybe look up these specific charms. It
I'm
would be
thinking
good
of-
to get a maximum distance that we can go just in case we need it. I start getting up since apparently they need me to come along.
Also, Donovan, sorry, move it a bit closer. I'm sorry. It's not picking you up great.
Yeah. As we're as we're walking off, I think Safeguard just turns around and says, "Pantavis, I get final say in everything."
You metagaming!
go.
Don't say that! You
Let's
can't
go.
say that! You metagamer!
Absolutely do that, and that is not even
That's
metagaming. The whole
metagaming.
time. Mason,
I wasn't gonna
the
do
whole
anything
time.
weird, okay?
The whole time. I trust you, but the whole time Mace has been like, so what if I was able to do something, you guys? What if I could just do something with the ship? What if you let me?
Okay.
Oh yeah, you don't know what that is.
Trust.
Look, you asked to access the subsystems. Safeguard is sketched. All right.
All right, fine.
Nice. So you guys all die because the imposter was behind you all this time.
Got him, dude. Woo!
Ready.
Sus. So you go out and step out onto the street. There is that one lizard folk who's just mumbling and rubbing his hands. Um, it's actually a bit of a long alleyway, and at the end of it, you guys can see like the signs of civilization. More neon, more dirtiness. There's actually nice, tinged with the smell of a diesel. There's street food too, and you guys do see smaller personal vehicles, just like regular cars, going around, hovering or maybe flying above you.
Does anyone have an idea about where we should start our search?
Well, we can't buy anything without money. So how do we go about getting that?
Credit scam, card
Credit scam?
counting.
I'm not a common criminal.
How do you want to do it?
Well, Maze is the smart one. I'm sure she has some foolproof way for us to get money where the odds of us getting in danger or something are quite low.
I need a comms terminal. Is there a terminal around here I can access?
I actually look for a hat of some kind.
We'll be hat salesmen.
The only hat you see is on the lizard folks' head.
You gonna steal his
it from a
hat?
Homeless person.
Are you that cruel a person?
No,
is cold-blooded.
I look for some kind of a bowl
Oh, you poor creature.
or some kind of a just like a container. That's what I want. I want.
I see you struggling with the garbage pan. I'm like, are you sure we shouldn't leave him?
There is like I guess a paint bucket around somewhere that's dented.
Okay. Then I'm going to roll around on the dirt to get myself dirty.
Ah, I see.
You look absolutely crazy.
Okay.
I'm looking around.
I'm gonna
What's
smear
going on right now?
the prison symbol as much as I can
Are you
with like mud and shit.
Koch,
Yeah, I'm fine.
I could just use my claws to rip up the logo. You don't have to get yourself so dirty.
Oh,
Let
fine,
him
fine,
roll
fine.
around like a pig. He's an animal. Let's go.
Kobold just rolling around.
All right. So just as a helping out for the audience, they all have the same color garments except for Safeguard. Maze has burned, so there's two giant gaping holes where you can see exposed skin on Maze's jumpsuit. It is also very baggy, so it's just hanging off of her, just hanging off. Kachi has now completely covered himself with dirt and grime, and who knows if that's just what it is, and put the equivalent of a KFC bucket on top of his head. And the cleanest member of the crew is 23, who basically just slid off the top of his suit and kind of tied it around his waist like soccer mommy kind of thing, and basically that way
Is he power stancing everywhere?
I got my
Yeah.
shirt off, but let's be honest, I'm ripped as fuck. All right.
and that's how 23 is hiding both of the logos on his thing.
Okay,
crew
I'm
we
gonna
made.
take the KFC bucket and I'm going to
Not
find.
can't say KFC. It's KFG.
Okay, fine. KFG.
There we go.
Kentucky Fried General. And I'm going to find some nice people, and I am going to beg for money.
Oh God, so are we really doing this?
Okay.
Yeah.
So you walk, I guess, past everybody in the alley. You see like not so much a fancy gnome, but
Mhm.
a gnome that looks like they have bathed. And how do you go about it? This is the first gnome that you see.
I kind of scramble behind the alley, so I wait for him to sit and wait for him to walk past, and I say, and when he does, I'm like, please, sir, I'm really down on my luck. Can you spare some credits?
Hey, I help us before by going up and kicking him.
Oh, okay. Are you actually doing that, or is that a bit?
No, I do that. I walk past him and I kick him like, you lowly animal, and I walk past him.
All right. I guess Kachi allows you to do this.
Yeah.
The gnome looks visibly surprised and go, "Oh my Carl! Oh,
Oh my what now?
I
Garl? What is
Carl
that?
Glitter Gold. Gnomish God.
Okay.
I thought
Got
you
it.
said Carl.
No.
Carl.
He is. No, let's make it a she. She goes. I'm sorry. I don't have
Please,
any.
just whatever you can spare. It doesn't have to be credits. Just
I
anything.
walk up to Kachi and I say, Kachi, you don't have to beg. You have other skills. We can sell ourselves in other ways. Maze, where are you going? And I beckon Maze back. Come, friends. Let's find some way to make money.
Yeah, the lady looks like she is visibly frightened and just scurries off.
Hey, I got what I wanted out of that. I'm going to the comms terminal.
We should put our skills together and see what our talents are. That's the easiest way for us to get some money. I was a bodyguard in my previous life, so perhaps I could find someone to protect for the night.
I look around.
Sure.
There are only zags here, and people who want zags here.
The casino, though, might be a place where people who need bodyguards hang out.
You don't think the casino?
Exactly.
Kachi is extremely
Oh, casino.
annoying.
That's actually a good idea. How much money can we scrounge together?
I don't. This is. I mean, like we're a little bit at the end of the session, but yeah, you guys have no money. You should make money.
I
How
go
do
to
you
a
do
comms terminal. I start trying to hack it for credits.
Well, as Maze is hacking a comms terminal, I think what we should do is go to the casino and see if anyone could use our services as bodyguards.
You do not have the specialized tools to hack a comms terminal at this time.
I pull my blaster. I guess I'll have to hack the old-fashioned way.
I'm a martial artist. What about the rest of you? What are your professions?
I turn around, just like, what do you think my professions are?
A
Prisoner.
comm operative.
Right. Maybe don't shoot
Waitress?
the ADM right now. Okay. We probably don't need that.
Oh
kind of
no,
heat.
I wasn't gonna harm anyone of significance. I was gonna go find a zag walker and then follow him, and if he abuses a zag, I will punish him and take his money because that's deserving, isn't it?
Sure.
I think we're getting a little lost in the weeds here. SG, what did you do before you ended up in the prison? Maybe we should all talk a little bit about who we are.
Why are we wasting time like this? I don't understand what we're doing.
A
We're not
little
wasting
bit of a
time.
complicated question. I was created as a manifestation of a certain goddess. So when I'm fully unlimited, I have specific magical capabilities that include healing those around me, allowing people to see in the dark, allowing people to react a little bit faster when they're in trouble. I can sort of call down the light of my goddess on my enemies, but as I am now, not that capable of doing much at all. I know some ritual dances, but I don't know how many people are into Warforged doing that kind of thing. And I can also hit people pretty hard sometimes if I have the right tools, but now
You
I don't.
see, these are great skills. Absolutely. What about you, Kachik? What did you do before you ended up in the prison?
He's giving you the stink eye of like, I was trying to get something and I fucking dirty myself for no fucking reason.
I respond to you with a warm smile.
No, that's just, I'm just thinking that, and it's like, I was a hunter.
Excellent. So you know how to track people? Yes. Excellent.
This is not a wilderness excavation, okay? We're not gonna find someone who needs to get tracked in a forest around here.
That's not necessarily true. Private eyes and detectives kind of learn to follow
Does he
people.
look like a private eye to you? I think the only eyes he knows about are his own. I don't think he knows how many there are.
Well, what about you, Maze? What did you do before you were in the prison?
I was in prison, and I went to school. So unlike some of you, I have actual skills. So
People
we
are
should
very
probably
smart.
go scrounge a comm terminal, or hit a zag walker, and let's go gamble at the casino.
I've got an idea. 23.
Yes,
You're good at bodyguard. You're good at fist fighting, right?
I'm a warrior, yes.
Let's go bet on him.
How would you feel about, some sort of a fight pit situation?
Where are we gonna find a fight pit around here?
As long as no one gets very injured.
That's up
Oh,
to
no.
you.
Not to the death or anything. Just, rock 'em, sock 'em, maybe put 'em out for a little bit.
Well, if that's the only way that we can make money, I guess I'm not totally against it. Does anyone know where there might be some type of arena that I could participate in would be?
Yes, there's a hobo here, a local. He's pretty dirty. I walk over to Khajiit. Hey, you dirty kobold. Do you know where a fight pit would be? Oh, I'm sorry. It's catchy. My apologies.
Yes. In your heart.
I walk up
That
to
doesn't
both
make
of them.
any sense
I
at
put
all.
my hand on Maze and I put my hands on Kachi. We have some time to be together, so perhaps it would be in everyone's best interest if we could all be a little more positive towards one
I
another.
roll my eyes.
I look at you and I'm out. I hate you.
Oh, those are strong words.
Sorry, I don't.
I think that we should become friends.
Lord, this is gonna take a long night.
I'm
In
gonna
any
walk
case,
over.
it seems like we could head to the casino and we may find what we're looking for there, whether it be an arena or someone that could use our services.
Agreed. Here, 1 minute. 23.
Mm-hmm.
Just take a second. I'm gonna pat him on the shoulder and just mutter something under my breath in Celestial. And as long as we can use our class features, which are not like explicitly spells, you now have advantage on initiative rolls until I say someone else does.
Thank you. Let me put a little note. So I think we start heading to the
As he
casino.
does that, I know he's ready to go, so I start blasting him. I just start blasting.
All right.
On my crossbow.
Cool. This is a nice place to stop. So, our now 4 friends are walking into the light of the casino district. They are surrounded by neon signs going zag, zag, zags, 24-hour zag service. There's just cars flying around. There's smog everywhere. But there's this giant Leonid man just having his arms around his new buddy Warforged and his tiny buddy Kobold. There's also a human woman trying to just edge away from all of this.
I'm walking ahead of them.
Yes, basically breaks away and walks ahead of them. But as we do the anime, sort of, you know, you know how at the end of some animes, it turns into a colored pencil sketch of the ending
Oh,
scene.
some J-Rock starts playing?
Well, I mean, maybe. It's the silhouette of these 3 friends and Maze running off to the forward, covered in the golden dazzling lights of Quarkopolis, the city of races.
Yay!
That's cool.
Was gonna be the.
Okay, small recap. The folks here finally got out of the. So, small recap of the episode. Our adventurers got away from the massive explosion at Warden's Fist. The adventurers got a registration for their vehicle and maybe found a friend in Captain Chief Zakis. It was a Zakis.
It's
Kazis.
Yeah.
Chief Kazis. And they are now trying to find some way to gain some money in Quarkopolis, the city of races.
Dude, this is just like real life, man.
Beat some people up.
Felons who leave prison have a hard time getting a DMV
Wouldn't
license.
we need money to bet
man.
on 23 too?
No, we would just no. I think
Oh, guys, sorry. We should end the show here. I'm gonna stop the recording. Thank you, everyone. Tune in next week.
Bye.
Yes, let's have our social media guy do all the plugs and stuff. Oh
Yeah, follow us on Twitter at Real Human People and on Instagram at Real Human People Doing Things. You can also look at our YouTube channel and find past VODs, which I'll be uploading this week of episode 2 and episode 1. Outside of that, I can't think of anything else that we have to follow. Oh, follow our Twitch channel and, all the other generic stuff. Subscribe, like, and whatever. Smash that like button, as that rich millennial guy who's really short on YouTube says. Pound it, bro fist. Okay. hit him with the dab real quick, and then we're done. Thank you, everybody.
Bye-bye.